And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thunder Bowl here on the campus of Csu-Pueblo as the ThunderWolves start a new era in football here this evening as Philip Vigil is the new head coach for the ThunderWolves. My name's Jim Brooks, joined tonight by Joe Cervi. Benny Bash will be our producer and engineer of football action here throughout the night. Joe, there's just a palpable excitement about this ball game here tonight.
It's such a great matchup. These are two top-tier programs. Midwestern State from the Lone Star Conference. We've seen them before. We've seen them in playoffs. We've seen them there. Wichita Falls is an incredible place. It's always good to cover a game there and broadcast a game. And Bill McCaskill's been there for this is 22nd season, and this is Phil Vigil's first season at Csu-Pueblo, and it's getting to know Coach Vigil as we have since he was hired on campus. Here's a man who's trying to do everything the right way, but you want to see that fire tonight.
Exactly, and little side stories. It seems like there's things that we can't really talk about that are going on around the backstories of this ball game. But let's just put it this way: there's a little bit of angst maybe between the two sidelines here tonight.
100%. There's the coaching highway goes every direction, and Csu-Pueblo has some ties now from Midwestern State. When Phil Vigil was named head coach, he went and poached some of Bill McCaskill's staff, including the defensive coordinator, Coach Faskey is now the Csu-Pueblo defensive coordinator, and I know that some of the other coaches have ties to Midwestern State, and this sets the stage because when we went down there last year, we opened the season in Wichita Falls. We flew down there, and we get into the stadium. We go, these guys, they passed the eye test getting off the bus. That's how big they were.
Yeah.
And then Csu-Pueblo just put the boots to them, as they say in Texas. And I guarantee you Bill McCaskill remembers that game like it was yesterday, just like we do.
And he's a four-time Coach of the Year in the Lone Star Conference, four-time conference champion. They were picked pretty high last year. They kind of had an underachieving year by many ways you look at it because they'd won the conference the year before. So he's trying to return back up there. Well,
and what Phil Vigil said to us on Thursday at the coaches show was that if Midwestern State traditionally, if they have a down year, the next year they win the conference. So this is the next year. So and we have a relationship with Phil Vigil, and he'll tell us honestly, just like John Riston would have. Coach, what do you think? He goes, we're going to have our hands full tonight. This is a good club. They got a lot of new faces. They hit the transfer portal pretty hard because a lot of their kids left. A lot of their coaches left. So they had to go fill some spots. But if you've been in the Lone Star Conference for 22 years, you must be a pretty good coach because they run you out if you don't do your job down there.
It makes it interesting just wondering what we're going to see because the ThunderWolves, they got most of their core back. When you look at it, a lot of their decent people they had from a year ago, a lot of their contributors are back, and now they've had to go in and fill the holes from people that left. And as you mentioned, Midwestern, a lot of wholesale changes, but they do get their two backs back. The newcomer of the year last year was freshman of the year, and the freshman of the year from 2 years ago is back. So they got a two-headed monster at running back.
Yeah, and they're going to be fast, and they're going to be strong, and they're going to be quick. Their skill position players are excellent. I expect Csu-Pueblo's defense, it'll be under a new coordinator, new system, new scheme. I think he knows how to coach against Midwestern State, so we'll see. But it's going to be interesting because this is another side story, Jim. We go down there, and Stevie Kroll sets a school record for passing yards at Midwestern State. He's third on the depth chart right now at Csu-Pueblo. They brought in a transfer portal, Chance Fuller, who set all the records at Fort Hays State, and he'll be the signal caller tonight for the ThunderWolves.
All right, we're going to do things a little bit different this year. We're going to come back. Joe and I are going to have another segment here. Then we'll talk to the head coach in segment 3 here tonight. That's a little insight there to Benny Bash running the board there for us here tonight as we try to figure out a way to get this interview on the air, but that'll all happen. So we're going to take this time out. We'll come back. More of the ThunderWolves pregame show comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunderbolt. Jim Brooks along with Joe Cervi as we wind our way toward kickoff here. And expecting a decent crowd here tonight. It's always tough here in early going, Joe, because you never know what the fair going on and how much you're going to draw away from that. But it's a very hot day today in Pueblo. That's why they're playing this game in the evening. We saw a couple of those games take place today in Texas. And that was just brutal what they were playing in today down there.
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing you Midwestern State's happy they're on the road today in Colorado, but then they get here and it's 95 degrees with a little bit of humidity in the air. The opening game is always an exciting time, but like you said, school started, the fair, Labor Day weekend. There's many people going out of town as they are coming into town. So I think that, as Phil Vigil said on Thursday, as soon as they kick off, he won't know what's going on behind him or in front. Only that's what's going on in front of him.
Well, we talked a little bit about Midwestern State and their offense, some of their players coming back this year, the newcomer of the year from a couple years ago. ThunderWolves have their own newcomer. Joe kind of touched on it. Chance Fuller won the quarterback job. And this guy makes great, quick decisions, just watching him in practice and in the couple of scrimmages that we saw together. And you go back to his history at Fort Hays State. Didn't play a lot last year. They were kind of changing things out. That's the reason he kind of got out of there, kind of in a rebuilding situation, I guess you'd say. They decided to go with a young guy. But 2 years ago and even 3 years ago, he had some gaudy numbers down there.
What he sets him apart, other than he's 6'3", 225, got a great arm, is his decision-making. He doesn't make mistakes that'll kill you. He may not throw it to where you want him to throw it, or he may not run the play exactly the way it's run, but his mistakes are not fatal. And some quarterbacks, when they drive into too much or they do something wrong, their quarterback, that's when you turn the ball over or intercept. He takes care of the football. He puts guys in the right spots, and he reads what he has to read. This system that they put in, Braley Brown and the offense that they put in here for this year, it's all based on read, and Chance has got to make the right decisions for the offense to work.
And, of course, the running backs, Keon Martinez and this new guy, Howard Russell. Man, he's talking about the eye test, and he passes the eye test. He passes the public relations test. He kind of passes every test.
Can I have a new favorite player before we play the first game? Is Howard Russell. He transferred from Eastern New Mexico, and I said, is Pueblo better than Portales? He says, oh, yeah. And we'll share a little story about Howard Russell. He stood up in the team room. You know, he's a transfer in, and he just was grateful that he was accepted here and that these are his brothers. And this is a guy that hasn't been here for very long, and he already feels at home. And when you see Howard Russell, he's 6'1", 200, but he's a built different 6'1", 200 than anybody else out there. You just look for number 23 in Csu-Pueblo red, and you'll go, oh, okay, I get it.
And then, of course, in the wide receiver department, you've got Andrew Cook back last. What a phenomenal year he had a year ago. And the other guy that Phil Vigil really likes is Zach Rakowski. And then they got this newcomer, Reggie Retzliff, that they're really high on.
Yeah, this kid comes out of the California community college system. And I'll tell you, if you ever see college football, junior college football, you know, there's about 4 conferences in the nation that produce high-quality players from community colleges in that California system, and they love Reggie Retzlaff.
And defensively, the ThunderWolves, you got to replace that entire defensive front. But they kind of get a guy back that was a player from a couple years ago. Feeney's back playing this year, and they got a couple guys they're going to try to plug in there. But the defensive backfield, all back.
Probably the strength of Csu-Pueblo's team, which is great tonight because they're going to get tested, is their defensive secondary. And Corey McClellan and Daniel Bone are probably the best safety tandem in the conference. And then you got Pittman and Pittman. A corner, and I guess they don't call him a second corner, or they have different names for him here, but they're starting 4, and then the next 4, their nickel package, and then their defensive backs. They're deep and they're talented.
All right, we're looking forward to that. We're coming back after this timeout. We're going to talk to the head coach, Phil Vigil. That all comes your way next. It's all part of the ThunderWolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the ThunderWolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach Phil Vigil, the new head coach, somebody that has the only chance ever to be the next head coach of the reincarnation of the program. What are your emotions today?
We're excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to run out of that tunnel with this team and watch these guys get after it this afternoon. They've worked really hard for the last 9 months, and excited to see that hard work come to fruition tonight.
Well, I suppose early on it feels like, man, is this ever going to get here? But then the last 3 or 4 weeks, you're probably saying, man, things are speeding up in a hurry, aren't they?
I don't know if it ever slowed down, if I'm being honest. You know, you take over a program, there's so much to do, there's so much to learn, and you blink, and here's summer, and you blink, and summer camps, and here we are, first game. And so it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a lot of fun, and we're excited to get going.
Well, you have to be real excited, too, for Paul Plinsky to give you a nice, easy opponent to start your new career with.
Goodness gracious. I was talking to him, and I was talking to him and Coach Riston, and I was like, you look at these first 4 games, and you got Midwestern State, perennial power. You got Grand Valley State, top 5 program in the country. You've got Western State, who's always tough, picked 3rd in the RMAC, and then Mines. And I'm like, goodness gracious. I said, thanks a lot, John. And he's like, well, why do you think I got out of here? I didn't want to do it anymore. So, no, we're going to have our hands full. Coach Maskell and the Mustangs are always a very, very good team, a well-coached team. Coach Maskell's done a great job in his career there. He's been there for 22 years, I think, and has produced one of the best programs in the Lone Star Conference every single year. And so I know we're going to have to play really well tonight to be able to take a win.
Let's talk about your team. Looks like you have the weapons in place offensively that look like you can give it a go.
Yeah, we're really excited about the offense and who we have. You know, we've got Chance Fuller from Fort Hays State, who's has 70 career touchdowns, and he's going to be starting for us tonight. And really looking forward to watching him sling the ball around and get after it. I've been around a lot of really, really good quarterbacks in my career. His ability to process things is elite. It's the best I've ever been around, and his anticipation and the way he sees the game has been really special. And as he's been here longer and longer and longer, the game has just slowed down for him, and he's playing at a really high level right now. Our tailback situation is really, really good. I'm really excited about the guys that we have in that room. I think we've got potential to have, 2 all-conference type players in that room right there. And at the receiver position, obviously you can't go without mentioning Andrew Cook. Kid had 13 touchdowns last year and has had a great 9 months of work and really understands the offense and his role in the offense. And then we've got some outside receivers that are doing a really good job right now too. Reggie Ragslaff is a receiver that was an All-American at junior college last year. C.K. Paulus has had a great camp. Excited for his senior year. Zach Rakowski is an absolute dog. I mean, he's a sawed-off little guy, but his spatial awareness and the way that he plays the game is very special. So we got a lot of firepower. I think, obviously we talked a little bit about our offensive line and what that group is like, and we've got a lot of really good young football players that are inexperienced, and so we've got to find a way to grow them up really quickly, especially these first 4 games. And if they're able to do what I know they can do, it's going to be a pretty special night.
Well, defensively, you got a big challenge against this ball club. They got a couple of running backs back. One last year, the newcomer of the year. The year before, the guy that was hurt, he was the newcomer of the year then. So they're going to be able to run it downhill, or that's what they want to do on you. I guess that's the big challenge, is to stop that run and force them to be one-dimensional.
Yeah, they've got a new offensive coordinator this year, and so we've been. He was at Texas A&M Commerce last year and has been very successful there. And you mentioned it, Jim. Their 2 running backs that they have are very, very good players. They know how to run the ball. They are going to commit to run the football. Their quarterback that we believe is going to be the starter is a kid from Eastern Illinois that is very athletic, and he can make plays with his legs. And so we have to stop the run. If we can stop the run tonight, we're going to have a chance.
Well, I'm sure you're looking forward to coming into the stadium, too, with a big fan base, and it's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be great. We last night we had our pregame meal, and we on Fridays we do what we call Family Friday, and so we have a pregame meal, and we play bags and Uno and games, and just so happens that we had Pueblo West and Pueblo County out here playing, and the game was packed, and the helicopter delivered the game ball, and it just got our juices going even more. And so I'm excited to see this place rocking tonight.
All right, good luck this evening.
Thank you very much.
All right, ThunderWolves head coach Phil Vigil back with more of our pregame show. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunder Bowl as we adjust our equipment here. There we go. So, Joe, we talked about it at a coach's show the other night. It was kind of like a scrimmage for us to get things ready. Now we're being informed that we have, basically we're going to talk now for about 3.5 hours straight without any commercial. But you're going to get a break when you run down to the field to talk to Phil Vigil after the ball game.
Yeah, hopefully after a victory, it'd be nice to congratulate him after the first game at the Thunderbolt with his ThunderWolves. And we're as intrigued as anybody. There's just so much unknown that first game, and we've seen the scrimmages, we've talked to the coaches, we know a lot of the players, but you don't know until you know. And that's what's going to be interesting with this team, because all the pieces are there. Are they going to fit in this first game?
I just came up, I'm brainstorming on the fly here with all of this going on, but I guess, Benny Bash, we're just going to have to put him on duty tonight to let me get that out of there. That'll cause a little less interference. He might have to take over at halftime a little bit. Cut us some slack.
Benny's the best at what he does, so if anybody can handle it, it could be Benny Bash.
We hope so. And he's had a little issue of late medically, but he's back and he's at full throttle. Of course, you hear him over on KCCY, one of our family of iHeart Media stations. The ThunderWolves band has made its way out to the field here. Still waiting on timing here, so we may be joining the national anthem here shortly, or maybe the alma mater. I'm not sure what they're going to go into here, but we're getting ready for football here tonight, so we're excited to bring it to you. It's already been kind of a crazy day of college football in the state of Colorado. Of course, Joe's favorite team, the CU Buffaloes,
they're
winning today.
The CU fans are the worst as it is, and now they're just going to be incorrigible after a win like that. Then they get Nebraska at home next week, and if they win that, then they'll think again that they invented football like they already think they do. And so I just stepped outside for a tailgate for 5 seconds, and I had, Joe, how about those Buffs?
Exactly.
So I got that already ripped into me. But you know what? Hey. There's a couple of people I follow in the college football world, and they said if Deion Sanders wins at CU, he's the greatest coach ever.
Exactly.
But, what kind of does it take to go change your roster like that?
Here's our national anthem. Yeah, we have the old DOS flyover there. There you heard the fans kind of get excited there. I thought we might have some parachutists drop in here today, Joe. I guess that's not the case. I guess just the DOS flyover.
Well, they had the jumpsuits on.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were going to put some harness up and jump on into the stadium. Well, both teams still in their respective locker room. I'm noticing Midwestern State, they're starting to mingle over there next to the old garage door in the visiting locker room. The ThunderWolves, of course, will be coming through their tunnel here shortly.
Something we haven't talked about a little bit, Jim, is that they're going to see some different numbers this year. And a tradition that Phil Vigil's team does is single numbers. You have to earn them and be voted on to wear single numbers. And so the guys who wear the 1 through 9 are voted on by their by their teammates. And there were a couple of guys, linemen, there were a couple of linemen who were also voted that way, but legally can't wear their single numbers. But so if you see a single number like a Cookie or Rakowski or a Chance Fuller, there's a reason. Chance was 14 all the way up until today, and he's number 4 now.
Well, we're going to go ahead and give you the starting lineups here as we await the teams coming out. First, let's go with the ThunderWolves offense here tonight. They'll go this way, starting at quarterback. It will be Chance Fuller. He's a 6'3", 195-pound senior. He's out of Arlington, Texas. He's a transfer from Fort Hays State University. At the running backs, it'll be Keon Martinez. He's a 5'8", 185-pound sophomore out of Denver. Went to Regis Jesuit High School. Also see a lot tonight of Howard Russell at the running back position, as well as Adrian Soto. The receivers, Andrew Cook. He's a 5'11", 187-pound junior out of Peoria, Arizona. The other receivers, Dax Hodges, getting the start tonight. He's a 6'5", 190-pound senior out of Mesa, Arizona. Zach Rakowski, 6 foot, 141-pound sophomore out of Loveland, Colorado. I think I remember 141 pounds, Joe. I think that was in about the 3rd grade.
Yeah, I was at the Husky section.
Tyler Dvorak will be the starting tight end in tonight's ball game. He won the game the job in camp. 6'1", 208-pound junior. He's out of Elk Grove, California. The offensive line will go this way. At left tackle, it'll be Cade Chapman. Cade is a 6'6", 270-pound senior. He's out of Highlands Ranch. He went to Rock Canyon High School. The left guard is Tristan Rail. Tristan is a 6'2", 284-pound senior out of Chandler, Arizona. The center is Christopher Soderlund. Christopher, 6'2", 280-pound junior. He's out of Wheatland, California. The right guard, Domingo Prince, the second. Domingo is a 6'2", 220-pound senior out of Aurora. He went to Cherry Creek High School. Aurora here is the ThunderWolves making their way out on the field, led by their mascot, Rock. The right tackle will be Arthur Brock. Brock is a 6'3", 280-pound junior. He's out of Pueblo East High School for the ThunderWolves. Head coach Phil Vigil in his first year. The defense for Midwestern State, the cornerbacks, it'll be Benjamin Watson. Watson, a 5'11", 180-pound sophomore out of Pearland, Texas. The other cornerback is Jalen Shaw. He's a 5'11", 185-pound junior out of Savannah, Texas. The safeties, Peyton Shaw. He's a 5'10", 180-pound sophomore out of Savannah, Texas. The free safety is Jalen Thompson. He's a 5'10", 190-pound sophomore out of Rochester, New York. The linebackers will go this way. They employ a rover in their scheme. That'll be Maurice Perkins. Maurice is a 5'10", 172-pound senior out of Allen, Texas. The middle linebacker is Kobe Kidd. He's a 6'2", 215-pound redshirt freshman out of Weatherford, Texas. The other linebacker will be Quintarius Hargrave. He's a 6', 230-pound senior out of Mesquite, Texas. The defensive line will go this way. It's a 4-man front. The left defensive end is Christian Lee. He's a 6'1", 245-pound senior out of Louisville, Texas. The right defensive end will be Cameron Duvall. He is a 6'3", 245-pound sophomore out of Friendswood, Texas. The left defensive tackle will be Matthew Roach. He's a 6'3", 275-pound senior out of Jewett, Texas. The right tackle is Caleb Manning. He's a 6'1", 270-pound sophomore out of Chute, Texas. The head coach, Bill Maskell, in his McCaskill in his 22nd year at the helm, 4-time Coach of the Year in the Lone Star Conference. That's pretty good pedigree right there.
Yeah, you're doing things right when you stick around in the Lone Star Conference and win. And in Midwestern State, we've seen them in the playoffs, Jim. This is not a fluke program. They are good. They are solid. They are fast. We got the coin toss now. ThunderWolves in all red with the white hats today because tonight is a red out. Referee for tonight's game is Aaron Olivares, which, if you're a ThunderWolf fan, that could be good and bad.
Exactly right.
You know, this is new. This is a clean slate, though. New staff, new everything. Aaron's been a long-time referee in the RMAC. Does a good job. Got a good squad today. I don't see any honorary captains today, but they called tails, and it is. They are going to defer. Midwestern State is going to defer, Jim. So that means Csu-Pueblo will get the ball, and we'll get a look at Chance Fuller. right out of the gate.
Yeah, looking forward to that to see how this fast break offense. If the last scrimmage of the year is any indication, they couldn't be stopped, Joe.
No.
Now, that's either a sign that the defense was struggling or it's the Thunderwolves offense was that good. We'll see if it's a combination of that. But, man, they looked sharp in that last scrimmage a couple weeks ago.
Well, and listeners better beware. We're going to be calling a play about every 8 seconds, it's going to seem. They run a fast-paced, up-tempo, get-after-it kind of offense, and is where the games are going to be televised. But the iHeart app, Jim.
Yes.
You can listen to us in Hawaii because they do.
Well, and I tried to school people, well, how are we going to be able to listen to you? And I said, well, you got a DVR, right? Everybody's got a DVR now, the way you watch television in the modern. If you don't have a DVR, you're in the dark ages. So you get your DVR out and you pause it and you run the iHeart app, which is about 45 seconds to a minute behind live action, and then you sync them up. That's how you do it.
Jim, they're dancing. They got the Mets closer and trumpet, and they're dancing. And I love when I see players get excited for this opening kickoff.
And talking about the sync up, Kevin Stavely, our super fan up in Gillette, Wyoming, that's what he does every week. He sits down there in his living room. He has the iHeart app on his television, his smart TV, as well as the RMAC network, and he's able to get them synced up when we're out on the road. So now he's got to have that challenge of doing it for home games as well. Thunderwolves will receive. They'll move it left to right as we look at it here. Kicking off for Midwestern State will be Ritzy Vase. Bless you, Joe.
Thank you. Sorry. Don't have the cough button.
Russell and Martinez back deep, and the kick is going to sail way out the back of the end zone, so the Thunderwolves will start their first offensive possession of the year from their own 25-yard line.
Love it when the special teamers lock up on that opening kick. You know, in Colorado, it's going to be a touchback. Unless you don't want it to be, it's going to be a touchback.
Well, and what breeze we do have kind of coming out of the southeast, kind of quartering from across the end zone the far way over to our left corner. So if you can kind of imagine that. But not much of a reason, not much of a factor. It'll get less as the night goes on. Thunderwolves open up in the pistol. Bowler with Martinez on side. They send Lucky to in motion. Double tight end set here. Pass it left side. Caught. And getting forward, breaking tackle out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's Cook.
Who else?
On the grab.
Who else would it be to catch the first pass of 2023?
Gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Thunderwolves.
Cookie almost broke that, Jim. He almost broke free.
Did. Paulus is lined up wide to the right. Again from the pistol. Bring a man in motion. That is Cook, and they're going to give the ball up the middle, trying to bounce it left side. Good gain, got the first down. It's Martinez. He's out across the 35 to about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. We'll see where they set it down here. Anyway, it's a first down for the Thunderwolves. Gain of 4, 1st and 10.
That's 2 snaps and 2 great pre-snap reads by Chance, because that's what he does. He knows what he can call here, and he reads the defense.
Double wide out to each side in a stack. They look right, fire it right. Caught by Rakowski. Breaks a tackle across the 40, 45. Cuts back inside across midfield. He's got a first down and more. Breaks another tackle inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line of the Mustangs. 1st and 10, Thunderwolves.
You know, he's only 5'8", so we call him a little guy from Loveland High. I don't know if he went to Loveland High, but he's from Loveland.
Well, they call him a dog. That's what they call him. Phil says he's a dog.
He's a dog, the Rakowski.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And they fake it into the middle. They look down the right side, fire it right side. Ball caught by Paulus. He's got another first down around the 30-yard line. They knock him out of bounds. They don't give him forward progress. They're going to give him the 32. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. On the move here, first drive of the game.
6'2" with those long arms. He needed all of that to catch that ball.
From the pistol. And they give it up the middle to Martinez. Nice cut inside. He's got the first down and more inside the 20. Cuts back inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line.
There's another dog for you. Keon Martinez. If there's a kid that never wants to come out of a game, Keon Martinez is that guy for Csu-Pueblo.
Say his knee was down at the 15. 1st and 10. Fast break offense. Pass right. Caught by Cook. Flag is down. And Cook gets down to about the 6-yard line. I got to believe this is too many men on the field for Midwestern State here, if I had to guess. with the flag being thrown in the secondary here. It's a gain of 9 as it stands right now.
Illegal substitution is what they called. It's going to be 2nd and 1. I think Phil Vihil's not. He's going to decline the penalty.
Yeah, you're either going to be 1st and 5 or 2nd and 1. I think you take 2nd and 1.
Yeah, especially where the ball is. It's on the 6-yard line.
And it is a substitution infraction. They've promised me we're going to have a referee mic for our next home game.
Well,
that is the plan right now. So we're flying blind without a ref mic here tonight. 2nd down and 1 from the 6-yard line for the ThunderWolves. Martinez stays in the game. He's on the right hip of Fuller. Bring Lucky Doo in motion. And they give it to Martinez up the middle. Puts his head down. Bangs his way down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the ThunderWolves.
That's a good hard runner for Keon Martinez. This is a revamped offensive line. Just 2 guys that have played hardly any snaps for Csu-Pueblo. So all newcomers up front, basically.
And they hand it off into the middle and stop right at the goal line. Not getting in here on the 1st and goal run is Martinez. So it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Fast tempo already up to the line of scrimmage.
Thunderwolves don't waste any time. Again, they give it to Martinez. Bangs his way in. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Man, what a drive that was for the Pack.
Keon Martinez. We're going to call that name all season long.
Well, Joe, they pick right up where they left off in that scrimmage we watched a couple weeks ago. The offense, they could not be stopped, and they go right down the field here.
Maybe we'll just call them shredders. They just shred.
Now the Thunderwolves line up to kick the extra point. Sullivan Moon wearing number 39 this year for the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, changed numbers. He was 90. Kicker didn't want to be 90.
On count. Ready. There's the snap. Kick on the way and is up. And it is good. 12:02 to go here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves take the opening kickoff and they march 75 yards and they lead it 7-0 right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. We'll keep it right here. As again, no commercial breaks here tonight. So it's kind of like, maybe we should, we can't give Rolex a free plug, but it's like the U.S. Open on golf when, Rolex says no commercials. So we're commercial free for 3 hours.
Commercial free Thunderwolf football tonight. Compliments of Colorado State University Pueblo Athletics. The good Dr. Paul Plinsky. Bringing us back.
Exactly. One more go around, right? Well, it was kind of funny today, Joe, when I pulled up here at about 9:45 to have my little pregame chat with Phil Vihil. And as I'm walking in, I see John Riston setting up tents and dragging chairs over here in the alumni tailgate area. I said, well, a little different role this year for JW.
Well, let's check one box. Offense, new coach, new coordinators, check one, done. Okay, now we got to see Kate Faskey's defensive front now against Midwestern's high-powered offense.
Man, that may be the most, I don't know if we go way back and Joe, that's got to be one of the most impressive opening drives I've ever seen in Thunderwolves football. They've had many.
Well,
when you go back even to the championship year. But
under 3 minutes.
That was just up in the field, no problem. Running it and passing. Here's the kickoff. Into a bit of a wind here. He still gets a great leg in it and gets into the end zone. That kind of fooled the return backs. They were up around the 10-yard line, Joe, and they had to backtrack, and they decided just to let it go there as both Cavante Jackson and Peyton Shaw surprised by the leg strength there.
Yeah, and there's a little chippiness again on the I love it on special teams, though, because those guys, that's when they get a play. So they give their all on those special teams, and they'll go till the whistle and then some.
James Cooper will be the starting quarterback for Midwestern State. He's a transfer from East Illinois, but he didn't play there last year. He's still a redshirt freshman. He could read the writing on the wall that he wasn't going to play, so he came back to play for Midwestern State this year. They're going to hand it off the right side, trying to get around the edge. Looked like a hold there along the line. There is a flag coming down, so this is going to come back. I could tell that defensive left end there for the Thunderwolves being held. It might have been Scipio. He could not shake free, and this is all going to come back. It was a gain of about 9. Well, Bill Maskell, he was working the officials.
Oh, my Lord.
Joe was noticing that for about a half hour before the game.
And he talked to each one of them.
And he is chewing behind over there across the way right now. But that looked obvious as all get out to me that was a hold.
Well, you called it as the play was going. So, and when you bounce it that wide, that freely, something happened.
It was Jalen March, the ball carrier that time.
He got wheels, though. Did you see that?
Yeah, in 2021, he was the newcomer of the year, the freshman of the year. He had 635 yards rushing, scored 6 touchdowns his freshman season. So it's 1st and 20 now for the Mustangs from their own 15. And they're going to run the same play, trying to cut it back inside. The ThunderWolves have it stuffed, though. Maybe a gain of a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Nothing doing there for the Pack. And coming up celebrating, Daniel Bone, as you might anticipate. He likes to play this football game from that safety position.
Just ornery. He's ornery, Jim, and that's what you love about Daniel Bone. You need that orneriness.
So it'll be 2nd down and 19. ThunderWolves lead it 7-0. They scored on their first possession of the game. We have 11:25 to go here in the first quarter. Jim and Joe with you for another season here of ThunderWolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. Glad to be with you. Going to go trips to the right this time. Ball is right in the middle of the field from the pistol. Long count. Cooper takes it. Straight drop back. Passes right side. Ball caught to the back coming out of the backfield for a relatively short game. Pick up 6 on the play. Jalen March. But on 2nd and 19, you'll gladly give up 6. Going to make it 3rd and 13 now for the Mustangs. They look over to the sideline to get the play call here.
Trying to see who made that tackle, and they all came up so quick and didn't know who to give credit for.
3rd and 13 for Midwestern State.
Big down for Csu-Pueblo. Get off the field like that? Oh, my.
Bring a man in motion across the formation. Now reset. Flag is down. Jump pass, fakes it, throw in the flat, and Scipio was the closest man to it. Luckily, it was thrown high and wide. Now, are the ThunderWolves lined up offside, or do they have not enough men on the line of scrimmage here? We'll see what the signal's going to be.
Illegal formation, I'm guessing.
Yeah. When they brought that man in motion, my guess is only 6 men on the line of scrimmage there for Midwestern State. As it turns out, the pass fell incomplete anyway, so that means it's Andrew Cook time, a chance to return a punt. And we might see something good here, Joe, because the punter coming in here for Midwestern State, Diego Gonzalez, he's going to have a little bit of a helping wind here. A lot of times you outkick your punt coverage here, and you give Cook a little room. Look out.
Cookie's trying to figure out what they're calling here.
ThunderWolves are all up along the line like they're coming after this punt. Now they start to back out of there a little bit. Low snap, and it's fumbled, and he comes up with it, gets the punt away, and it's a good one. Fair catch signaled for, and Cook takes it at the 30-yard line. Boy, great play there by the punter to save the day. Diego Gonzalez, as he was able to pick it up and launch it. Flag is down back here at the 40-yard line. Probably going to be an illegal block or holding on the ThunderWolves here.
Jim, that's the time you wished you'd have had the block called. It looked like they had it, and then they called it off. Of course, with the penalty, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but crowd's starting to feel in nice. Thunderhill.
And it is an illegal blindside block on the ThunderWolves. So we're going to have a timeout here on the field. So this gives us a chance right now to update scores from around the country here today. We'll start with the RMAC. Of course, Thursday night, Colorado Mines, they blew a 28-7 fourth quarter lead to Grand Valley State, which, by the way, will be the ThunderWolves' opponent next Saturday night. We'll be on the road there. But they come back and get a field goal with 2 seconds to go, and they defeat Grand Valley State 31-20. What was so impressive about that field goal drive, Joe, was they did it in about 40 seconds.
Yeah, it was
just bing, bang, boom, field goal. South Dakota Mines defeated Valley City 24-14. That game was last night. Chadron State on Thursday night defeated Quincy 35-34. Also on Thursday night, Eastern New Mexico defeated Highlands 28-26. Games from this afternoon, William Jewell spanked Fort Lewis 42-6. St. Thomas, whoever that is, defeated Black Hills State 36-26. Texas A&M Kingsville went into Grand Junction today and knocked off Mesa 30-10. Western Colorado. They'll be in here in 2 weeks to the Thunder Bowl. They take out West Texas A&M today and their new head coach 28-6. Other scores from within the state. Of course, Colorado defeated TCU 45-42. Air Force over Robert Morris 42-7. Abilene Christian defeated Northern Colorado 31-11. Colorado State and Washington State in action later tonight. So you're updated on scores from around the country. Not really much surprises from around the country anywhere in either top 25. Shepherd, the 13th ranked team in the country, barely beat Southern Connecticut 27-26. That was really the only close game in Division II here on the weekend. We'll get big boy or Division I scores here as we roll on through the evening. Really, the game of the day was that Buffalo game over TCU. Every other game been kind of a blowout today in college football. Thunderbolts come up on the line of scrimmage. They're still waiting for the go-ahead to start play here as we come out of the TV timeout. Fuller from the pistol sends Martinez in motion out to the right, so they flood the zone out here to the right side. They don't get the block here on this side, but Martinez breaks a tackle and gets forward for a couple of yards. That play looked like it had disaster written all over it, Joe, and they still gain a couple.
He got bludgeoned for 2 yards.
As the wide receiver missed his block over here on the right side, and that screwed the whole play up there for the Pack. So 2nd down and 9. And they're going to fake it in the middle, pass left side, and that looked like a hit a little early there, but no flag comes out. They were trying to hit coming across the middle that time, Retzlaff. The cornerback that time, Benjamin Watson, looked like he got there just a little bit early, but close enough that the officials say, you know what, can't throw that flag, and I really can't blame him.
It was a nice little play. I mean,
so 3rd and 9 for the Thunderbolts. First bit of adversity their offense has faced in this ball game. Fuller changes the play now at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to draw him offside, tried to get some movement from him. Nothing happening there.
Howard Russell in at tailback.
He lines up on the left hip here of Fuller here on 3rd and 9. Now they're going to roll the pocket left. They give him some time. They pass up the sideline. Man's wide open. He's got it across the 50, inside the 45, down to the 41-yard line. Rakowski.
The dog.
He got behind everybody. As a great rollout that time by Fuller. They got a good seal block on the edge. I think it was Lucky Doo, or not Lucky Doo, it was the other tight end that got the seal block. That would be Dvorak.
Right up to the line of scrimmage.
Left side, across the 35, down to about the 32-yard line, close to another first down. They quick pitch it over this time to Howard Russell. Howard Russell over 1,000 yards in his career at Eastern New Mexico. Last year he had 546 yards, averaged 6.3 yards per carry. Going to call it a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. 7-0 Thunderwolves. We've played a little over 6 minutes here. 8:55 to go first quarter. Double wide out right, single wide out left. They bring Dvorak in motion. He resets on the right side. They give it to Russell. Tries to bounce it inside. Spins, breaks one tackle, and fights forward for about 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard. He turned no gain into a gain of 2 there, so he makes his 3rd down manageable.
See, keeping his legs pumping. He only got 2. He needed 3, but he had 2 guys on it.
Cook is out wide to the right. It's like Rakowski to the left here on 3rd and a yard. They give it up the middle and getting forward right at the sticks. I think he's going to be about a foot short. Looked like Russell was going to get it, but they stuffed him just before he crossed the 30, and so it's going to be 4th down and a yard now for the Thunderbolts.
And you're just out of field goal range. This is 4 down territory. You're going to go.
Now the Thunderbolts are going to go up under. Well, they're going to go up under center. Nope. Thought Fuller for a minute might go up under center there, but he stays back in the pistol. And he is going to give it up the middle, and they stuff him. No gain. They got to actually lose a yard, so they're going to turn it over on downs. Joe, we've always talked about it. We've been consistent throughout our years together. We hate shotgun or pistol on short yardage because it just gives the defense a chance to fire off and get you.
You have half a yard, and you take the snap 4 yards deep.
It takes quarterback sneak completely out of the equation. That was a tailor-made just quarterback. The last 2 runs could have been quarterback sneaks for a 1st down.
Well, and I like the fact that they have confidence in their run game early, gives that offensive line a chance. But you play at such a quick pace, it's 52 spaghetti sometimes, and those defensive linemen are just falling forward.
And we'll see if this defensive stop here gives the Mustangs some momentum here as they take over at their own 32-yard line. First down and 10. 7-0 Thunderwolves. 7:47 to go here in the first quarter. And they're going to hand it off the left side, and good play on defense for the Thunderwolves. Again, it's Bone. Daniel Bone in run support from his safety position. No gain on the play.
You ever seen a safety in the RMAC or in Division II that wants to play the run more than Daniel Bone? They all like to stay back there and catch passes. He likes to come up and hit somebody.
No gain for March. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. James Cooper, the entire offensive unit on the field, all look over to the sideline. There's 3 guys over there giving signals, 2 players and 1 coach. Long count here. They look left, fire left, and pass too hot to handle for Quincy Jones. Hit him right on the hands, and he just dropped it. Would have been a relatively short gain anyway. Thunderwolves are coming up to close on the play. So now it makes it 3rd and 10.
You know, Keith McKinney, we didn't even talk about Keith McKinney, the ball hawk at one corner in a pregame. He peeled off that maybe just a little too early in his coverage, and it was wide open. Right off his mitts, though. Quincy Jones not going to be happy when he sees the tape on that one.
3rd down and 10 from the 32-yard line for the Mustangs. Thunder will show blitz. Here they come. They send 7. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. Nobody there to catch it. He did get outside the tackle box, so it will not be intentional grounding, but the Thunderwolves defense comes up with the stop.
They're trying to say there's no foul for intentional grounding. There was no receiver in the area. He ran a go route. He was nowhere to be found.
So it's 4th down and 10. It's funny the different texts we get during the game here. I guess this black screen is annoying people here that are in the stands trying to watch the ball game. Well, they say put the defensive coordinator in a different color shirt. We'll talk to Coach Vigil about that. They blocked the punt. It does get forward out around the midfield, but the punt blocked on the play by the Thunderwolves coming in there. It was Nate Gravano, and he got his hands on it. Flag is down up the field here.
They'll be after the block, so the penalty yards will go after that.
My guess, probably holding on the Thunderwolves here after post-possession.
Early games, you're going to see special teams grabbing, not in the right position, getting guys turned.
And it leads you to believe it's on the pack because a couple of the coaches down on the sideline. Yeah. So it is Thunderwolves football. So it is a legal block or holding, they call it. So instead of midfield, they'll start from their own 40. Still great field position after the block punt by Nate Gravano.
He got in easy, Jim. That was because that wasn't a block. That wasn't a called all go. That was just a guy beating a guy.
So Thunderwolves take over. They lead the game 7-0. 6:49 to go here in the first quarter. Glad to have you along here tonight on Fox Sports Pueblo. Fuller from the pistol. Brings Lucky Do in motion, resets on the right side, straight drop back, pass left side, ball caught, nice cut back inside. Gain of about 5 on the play for Cook.
Thought Cookie's knees might have been down, but he just so low to the ground, he bent over.
He's trying to spin out of that tackle attempt, but good play there by the defense to hold him to just 5. But as it is, 5 yards, you'll take that every time on first down. 2nd and 5 for the Thunderwolves. Double wide out left, single wide out right. It's Paulus. That's Lucky Do in motion left side. Looked like he was illegally in motion. They don't call it. They hand the ball up the middle. It's a first down and more across midfield. Down to around the 45-yard line.
He's the machine. Keon Martinez is the machine.
He's back in at tailback for this series. They've been alternating between him and Howard Russell here in the early going. 1st and 10 in Midwestern State territory. 36-yard line. Lucky Do in motion to the left side. Straight drop back. Fuller steps up in the pocket. Fires up the left side. Lucky Do's got it! Inside the 30. Inside the 20. Down to around the 15. We'll see where he stepped out of bounds here. They're going to mark it at the 12.
Great route by the big tight end. Goes in motion, gets behind the defense, and then kind of sneaks out, almost like a wheel route.
Exactly.
Gets down the line, down the sideline, unimpeded all the way down to the 12.
Trips to the right this time for the Thunderwolves. Straight drop back. They look right, fire it right. Dangerous pass, and it is intercepted. The ball was in and out of the hands of the wide receiver for the Thunderwolves, and it dropped right into the lap of Jalen Shaw. It's a turnover on the Thunderwolves as the ball was right in the hands of Retzlaff, but he fumbled it, and it went right into the lap of the Mustangs, so they stopped the pack.
There's a little conference with the officials, but that was a clean interception.
Yeah, I guess the only...
And there is replay.
There is replay. They could look at it, but it looked
that
pretty
was clean
to me right away.
Yeah, no, that was clean.
The only question would be, was he down before he coughed it up? But I don't think he ever secured it completely. And it just kind of popped off his shoulder pads right into the alert hands of Jalen Shaw. So Midwestern State dodges another bullet. They take over from their own 12-yard line. Only down 7-0 in the ball game. They bring a tight end in motion. And they're going to run a delay. Thunderwolves have it sniffed out.
They got the
Nothing
ball.
There. Ball is loose. Thunderwolves say they've got it right back, and they do on a fumble.
While Germano came up with that ball, as he almost like he pulled it out of the running back's arm as he was going down.
So the ball goes over to the Thunderwolves. They'll take over at the 11-yard line of Midwestern State. So 2 plays, 2 turnovers. Advantage pack. Looking to see if we get a replay. They didn't put a monitor in here this year. I don't know where we'd put it anyway. There's no room in this place, but it'd been nice to have one.
The one thing I've noticed with Chance Fuller so far, if there's a knock on him in my estimation, is he doesn't look anybody off. He knows where he's going with the ball right away, and I think that Midwestern State has picked up on that a little bit.
Martinez is the back. He's on the left hip here of Fuller from the pistol. He goes in motion to the right side. They throw it to him on the right side. Cuts back inside and no gain. They're hoping to get it there to Martinez, hoping he can make one guy miss on the edge, but good, quick defense there by the Mustangs. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Might have a player shaken up here for the Mustangs, and I believe so. Yep, we're going to get a injury timeout here. Some of the Thunderwolves medical people run out. They're closest to it. Nobody has yet made their way over from Midwestern State.
Yeah, there are doctors out there.
Did he get there that quick?
Well, not that quick. He sauntered.
Okay. So
some of us don't run that fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, I see him down there on his knee now. Okay.
Some of us don't run that fast. So we saunter.
Well, some of us aren't allowed to anymore. Well, he's up. Kind of the way a lot of the other people were looking down and was like, you know what, I think he just has the wind knocked out of him. And then when it happens then, remember, Joe, when we were young, they used to grab your belt and pull it up into the air like that was going to help.
Like it did anything.
Yeah. That was the old school revival of air.
Or you get your bell rung and they'd hit you on the helmet. You okay? Yeah, all right.
These are a little different.
I blame everything on Bantam CTE right now. So
it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Thunderwolves from the 11-yard line of Midwestern State. 7-0. Thunderwolves on top. If you're just joining us, and if you are, where have you been?
Jim's been here since 9.
Oh, my God. What a day. And give it into the middle. This
Howard
is Russell, and he gets forward down to about the 7-yard line.
And that was all Howard Russell. That was like moving the scrum with your own 2 legs.
That was one of those, I call them a slow snap. Sometimes, Joe, when they're in the gun or the pistol, the center doesn't put much velocity on it. That ball took a while to get back to Fuller.
We had a year of that.
Oh, yeah, in high school, yes. The slow snap, oh, my, it killed me.
The lollipop.
3rd down and 6 from the 7-yard line. They fake it in the middle. Here comes pressure, and they got him. Good play there on defense for Midwestern State. Michael Gary, a junior out of Fort Myers, Florida, sacks Fuller. And it's back to the 12-yard line, and the Thunderwolves have to send in the field goal unit.
Now, this is Jacob Willing lining up to kick, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Sully Moon? It looks like Jacob Willing. I can't tell. 38 and 39 is what they wear.
Yeah, that looks like 38 to me.
That's why I said I think
it's Jacob Willing to try this field goal attempt from the 19th. So 29-yard field goal attempt. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. He snuck it through the upright. So the Thunderwolves take advantage of the turnover and get points on the board. They lead it 10-0. 3:47 to go here in the first quarter on Fox Sports Pueblo. And we keep it right here because we have no commercial breaks tonight.
If I'm head coach, I go down to Jacob Willing and Sully Moon and I say, if I see you guys jump in the air to celebrate that hip bump again, you're both off the team. I mean, Nigel Mitchell is not here today because he's
still recovering.
He's one of the absolute dynamite players they had last year, and he blew out his knee celebrating. And that's like the worst thing. That should just be disallowed. But
my buddy Greg DeLeon, he likes to do it after I make an eagle.
Don't make eagles, Jim. You got bad hips. You got new hips.
I got new hips. My hips are only 6 years old.
Yeah, you got new hips. Don't
okay. But I could lose something else, I suppose.
Yeah, don't make any. Well, if my friends wanted to do that when I made eagles, they're safe.
Not that I make eagles all the time.
I made one this summer.
Yeah,
one.
I've made 2.
I made 1, and it was legit. Didn't hit it off a house or anything. It was legit.
There you go. That's good. I did have a round where I made 7 birdies though a couple weeks ago at Foothills. That's kind of a rinky-dink little course, but
I don't know
7 birdies is 7 birdies, right?
I don't know if I made 7 birdies in June and July combined.
The only other time I made I made 8 birdies once in a round, but that was 1996 in the city tournament. I also made 4 bogeys. It was.
Yeah, you can't make 8 birdies and shoot 74. You know?
Yeah, exactly. But I did make 7 birdies once at that little course in Montrose. The Montrose Muni, was it called I think it's Black Hills Golf Course or something like that. So, yeah, that's what we do when we kill time. Usually we'd be in a commercial break, so Joe and I talk golf. That's what we end up doing.
We talk golf during commercials. You all just get to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
But without the cussing.
For sure.
Without the colorful language that we are so accustomed to when we talk golf.
Well, Joe, the Thunderwolves are up 10-0, but, man, if you're Midwestern State, you're saying, you know what, we've dodged a couple bullets here. It could very easily be 17-0, could be 21-0. We got to feel, halfway hopeful here, being down only 10-0. That's tough to build your resume on.
But I also look at it the other way: is Csu-Pueblo should be up 21-0 minimum. Because defensively, Midwestern State has no answer.
Here's the kick. And this one's not going to get very deep. Going to be taken at the 7. Chance for the return here. Across the 15, 20. Got something working here. 25, 30, 35. Out to around the 37-yard line. Good return there by Kevonte Jackson.
I think the coverage didn't think the kick was going to be returned, and they didn't sprint down there like they normally do. He had 20 yards of wide open space before anybody was near him.
So great field position here for the Mustangs, trailing it 10-0.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. The black screen. They're shielding, and maybe it's just for the Midwestern State game because Coach Foskey came from Midwestern State, so maybe he knows
all the signals. So they've got something working down there.
Sure, maybe some verbiage that's the same. Csu-Pueblo's offsides, free play
down the left side. Now another flag comes out. What are we going to have here?
Free play.
Could be defensive holding as well on the cornerback here on the bottom for the Thunderwolves, in addition to jumping offside here. So we're going to have a conference here amongst our officials. As you mentioned, Aaron Oliveras is the referee today. They talk it over. They get out the old pad to write things down. Here comes the call.
Offside. Number 99, defense. A penalty is declined. Prior to the pass, holding. Number 25, defense.
Holding on the Thunderwolves.
Keith McCaney grabbing the receiver before in where you cannot grab him. Once he's 5 yards, Jimmy can't touch him.
So it marks it out to the 47-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 there for the Mustangs. 10-0 Thunderwolves. 3:34 to go here in the first quarter. James Cooper, the quarterback, transfer out of Eastern Illinois. Redshirt freshman. They pitch it around the right side, trying to turn the corner. They've got the corner across midfield, across the 45, down to about the 41-yard line. Good run there for Jalen March.
Did a good job of setting the edge there. The Scipio on the left defensive end. He had 2 guys on him, and they were able to cut that corner a little bit.
Another reminder, Jalen March, he didn't play last year. Had a season-ending knee injury in training camp a year ago. So he sat out the year, but 2 years ago, he was the freshman of the year. Had 635 yards rushing, scored 6 touchdowns. Averaging close to 6 yards a carry, that freshman campaign. So it's 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of the ThunderWolves. They adjust the formation, and they're going to give it around the left side this time, trying to turn the corner. He does, across the 40, 35, cutting back inside. Another first down for Jalen March.
Same exact play to the other side. The exact same play.
You know, he's got good speed. He's a good, powerful little back as well. And it's a 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs at the 29-yard line of the Thunderwolves.
Back-to-back plays where they Midwestern State offensive line set that edge. They ran to the tight end side again.
Again from the pistol, this time March on the right hip of Cooper. Now they change the play call. They look over to the sideline. And some calisthenics there by the offensive coordinator. Double tight end set. They're going to run the option play to the right side. They flip it. Now cutting it back outside, and they stop it this time. And again, this time for the Thunderwolves, I think that's McClellan.
Yeah, Corey McClellan came up from safety. Red run all the way. You got to realize he's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage at the snap.
Gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 now. We're down to 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. 10-0. Thunderwolves on top. They took the opening kickoff and scored. They've really moved the ball well on each of their 3 possessions, but they do have a turnover in this game. Plus, they got stalled in the red zone.
Well, and that 4th down and a half yard.
Yeah, turn it over. Yeah, 4 possessions action in this game. You're right. Tight end in motion to the right side. That's Hickerson. Straight drop back. They flush him out of the pocket. Rolling right, running for his life, and gets out of bounds for maybe a yard. The lineman over on the far sideline took a fall backwards out of bounds. Hopefully he didn't bang his head.
Well, I was just trying to see where they were going to mark that.
Oh, my God. He wasn't that far up the
no,
field. Nobody was there to mark the ball.
Unbelievable spot.
Okay, yeah. Now they get the ball marked back here at the 28. The head linesman, there's no way he can mark the ball because he was on the seat of his pants.
No, this is...
And now they are going to mark it.
Oh, no.
No, now they're going to bring it back. The referee saying, I had the mark.
Yeah.
The ball is at the 28-yard line. Well, now they are going to move it forward to the 25. Okay, all right.
Bill McCaskill's going to he's going to squeeze every ounce of energy he has in his 22nd season.
There's no way that line judge could make that call. He was on the seat of his pants. 3rd down and 5. They changed the play call. Big play on defense here for the Thunderwolves. Can they get off the field and force just a field goal attempt here? Bring the man in motion. That's a tight end. Resets on the right side. They're going to run it around the right side. Cutting back inside and close to the 1st down. And he's right at the line to gain. And it should be a 1st down for the Mustangs.
It was a nice cut back by March. That looked like it was designed to bounce outside. He cuts it back inside. Just enough to the... They did not give him to the sticks?
Are they going to mark it short? I thought for sure he had it.
Should be 4th down.
Should be 4th down, not 3rd down. Now
they
are moving this down. Yeah, gee, Christmas. Is this? It must be the first game of the year for the men in stripes, too, here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to call from up here.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious he had the 1st down, and then they stalled out. Now they said, yes, 1st down at the 20. Now they shift both big tight ends to the left side of the formation. They're unbalanced left this time. They're going to hand the fumble. The ball's loose on the deck, and he's running around for it. Looks like the Thunderwolves have it back here at the 25-yard line.
Bad exchange. Thunderwolf ball. Who's going to come up with it?
Scipio, looks like.
Scipio, you got to give him the ball back, though, son.
Yeah, you can't go put that on your trophy case.
But, yeah.
Well, the handoff that time went almost right off the knee.
Yeah, it was just a poor exchange.
Of March. And he kicked it forward, and then there was a scramble for it, and the Thunderwolves just outmanned him to get to the football. There's Dale Cresswell walking up. You know, Joey doesn't have to work anymore. He just comes to the ball game to watch.
Did he ever work?
Not really.
DC Consulting is what it was. When you're a consultant, do you ever really work?
Trips to the right this time for the ThunderWolves. They hand the ball up the middle, and Martinez puts his head down, and he's going to wedge forward to about the 30-yard line. He's going to pick up 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. 25, that should be the last play. Well, the ThunderWolves, they play fast break off, and they got an injured player. So it's 10-0. ThunderWolves on top with 21 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
You know what I like about Keon Martinez's running style is he's so quick that he can take a step. He can have a little bit of patience to let things develop. Sometimes running backs get to the hole too quick before it can open up. He sees it, hesitates just a half a split second, and then goes.
Not sure who the injured player is here for the ThunderWolves. Got caught up in the wash over here. It's either a lineman or, I believe, at one of the tight ends here. It's down at the 30-yard line. Just got caught up in the scrum over on that left side. They do have the players sitting up here.
There might be a fair amount of cramping today, too. 95 degrees at kickoff. Yes, that's right. 95 degrees at kickoff.
And the player is up now. And
he helped off. That's not good.
Still can't see that number, Joe.
Was that Reggie Retzloff? 15?
I think it is. Does look like Reggie.
Or is that Dax Hodges, 13?
Yeah, it is at 13.
It's
Dax Hodges. And he's just carrying that right leg very gingerly, not putting much weight on it at all here.
He's number 2 on the depth chart in one of the receiver positions. They expected big things from him.
Pass wide to the outside. Tried to get it to Gravano. So it'll be 3rd down now and 5 for the ThunderWolves. 14 seconds to go here in the quarter.
So you thought we were done with the first quarter?
Yeah, they probably could have let it run out, but they want to get as many plays in as possible during the ball game. That's their philosophy. So now we got a double wide out to each side here. Fuller from the pistol. Got Martinez with him on his right hip. Sends him in motion to the right side. They look over the middle, and the ball dropped. Would have been a first down. Just dropped there by the wide receiver, McGarity. And, of course, McGarity, he had the coming out party a year ago against Midwestern State. He caught the 77-yard touchdown pass early on in the game.
That was the shocker. Everybody just went, wait, what?
Yeah, it just happened.
Well, again, another stalled offensive possession. 3rd down has not been kind to Csu-Pueblo. 4th down has not been kind to Csu-Pueblo.
Yeah, they did have that 4th down and yard. They didn't convert early on in the ball game. So punt formation here for the Pack. Andre Haydad takes the snap. Booms it away. High spiral.
Good kick.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at the 27-yard line with 4 seconds to go here in the quarter. So Midwestern State will be able to run one play here. So the game had a real fast-paced start, but it's kind of stalled out here of late. Both teams' defense is starting to play a little bit better, starting to adjust to the other offenses. Although Midwestern State, that last possession, had their best push of the game, but just fumbled the football away.
Yeah, a poor exchange cost them definitely points. They were already in field goal range.
So they take over at their own 27-yard line. ThunderWolves defense now comes out of the change of possession out onto the field.
We have a Monty Hamrick sighting. Our guy.
Look out.
Jim and I, full disclosure, Monty Hamrick played last year in a game that came out, and we're like, who is this guy?
Handed around the right side, and a good stick. And that's the cornerback Eli Pittman making the stop for no gain for the ThunderWolves. That ends the first quarter. So at the end of one, Csu-Pueblo on top. They lead the ball game 10-0 here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
And then tomorrow night, Pat Benatar
Yeah, I was all excited to go. I got somebody that's got a couple tickets. I told my wife, hey, I think I got a couple tickets lined up for Pat Benatar. And she goes, Pat Benatar? I go, yeah, Pat Benatar.
She's in the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
She goes, I don't really want to go. I go, all right, whatever.
Rock and
Roll.
Roll.
So then 5 minutes later, she came back and said, yeah, I guess we can go to that.
Did you say, honey, hit me with your best shot?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Love is a battlefield.
Or did you say hell is for children? Come on. I can go all night.
I thought I was going to be there by myself, but she did a late commitment. So I think we are going to make our one appearance at the fair this year and go see Pat Bennett.
If not, it'd be a heartbreaker. I got a million of them.
Yeah, I got last night. I thought, well, let's go watch Martini Shot. Nah. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I go it's heck when you just can't get out of the house.
And you got the band playing Joan Jett. I love rock and roll, so
yeah.
Some marching band playing Joan Jett. It's just,
exactly.
You know, I appreciate it, but no.
Well, Joan Jett, she was at the fair a couple years back?
Yeah.
Put on a heck of a show.
I'm a Joan Jett fan, though.
Yeah.
See, I go all the way back. I saw her back in the day.
There you go.
But I'm in a little mourning today, Jim. This has been a tough day for me.
Well, yeah, Jimmy Buffett passing away.
That's my guy. Reverse.
And it's full. And it's loose, and the ThunderWolves have it at the 19-yard line.
Daniel Bone. And he's going to get an unsportsmanlike. Well, I thought
he got away with it. He did the old spinorama with the football there.
The head linesman was reaching for the flag and thought better of it.
I think it's because he failed on the attempt. The ball didn't do the spin.
Yeah, you cannot spin the ball. They will flag you for that every time. But that Daniel Bone, and again, that's on Midwestern State. They were running a reverse, and they just put the ball on the carpet.
Yeah, their ball handling has not been very scintillating here the last couple of possessions. So the Thunderwolves take over. They got to take advantage of this right now. We need more than a field goal here. We got to get touchdowns.
You know, this is where you can put your foot on the throat.
So it's first down and 10 for the Thunderwolves from the 20-yard line of the Mustangs. And they play action, look into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Trying to get the ball there to Paulus.
And in Chance Fuller's defense there, that what wind there is in the stadium pushed that ball, so it carried on him a little bit.
Yeah, but it's taken a perfect pass. Paulus had him beat by a step, but man, you still got to drop it in the bucket there, and that just didn't happen. So second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. So they took their shot there. Over the middle, wide open, touchdown!
32, tight end hot, Tyler Dvorak.
So the Thunderwolves hit the shot over the middle to the tight end. And Dvorak, a sophomore out of Cherry Creek High School, making Dave Logan proud.
You think that Dave Logan knows how to coach tight ends?
He does indeed know how to coach the big guys, wide receivers, doesn't he?
Tyler Dvorak just fell. Everybody fell asleep, and the middle of the field was wide open. Congrats to Braley Brown on that call.
Extra point try.
Willig again.
So it makes you wonder if something happened to Sullivan Moon here. Here's the kick. It's on the way. It's up. And it is good. 14:46 to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves stretch it out. They lead it 17-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
And you know, Jim, that's what they had to do there with that turnover. Enough with the field goals, enough with the offensive stall. You need to put your foot on the throat. And right there, right now, stat-wise, it's all CSU Pueblo. 180 yards in offense in the first quarter to 34.
Well, the Thunderwolves, it used to be tight end U around here. They had so many great tight ends there for a while. And these two they got this year, Lucky Do and Dvorak, they both look like they get the job done. They both contributed mightily in this game so far.
They remind me of those old tight ends, the Bubba Fannin-Schmitz and that ilk. Back in the day, CSU Pueblo used to run double tight because all they did was run the ball down your throat and then hit you with the big play. Tight ends look like they could run block and run support, but they can catch the football too. Lucky Do, I mean, these guys are great size.
Well, they think about Lucky Do. He's more physical, maybe the big blocking guy, and they started him in this game. He wasn't penciled in as a starter, but the play packages they used early on were run plays. So I think he's more of the run tight end, and Dvorak more the pass catcher. But we've seen Lucky Duke catch one up the sideline for big yardage in this game. So here comes the kickoff now. Thunderwolves up 17-0, 14:46 to go here in the second quarter.
This is Evan Lyons, the kicker.
Doesn't get to the end zone, taken at the 4, back across the 10, 15, right up the middle, across the 30, 34-yard line. You hear the fans below us on the crowd mic. They're yelling, there's got to be a hold on the play, but the officials don't call anything.
Well, and they're going to get
now there is a flag down back
well,
there
but
at the
that's
31.
going to be a personal foul on Nate Gravano for hitting a guy late. And Phil Vigil is not happy. Everybody in the stadium saw it.
And he went out and jumped Gravano, didn't he, right out there on the field?
Aaron Oliveras, the referee, saw it and said he hit him late.
And indeed it is Gravano. So that'll be great field position here for Midwestern State.
And Jim, it was plain as day. The two guys were trying to get up, and Gravano come and knocked the Midwestern guy on his keister. Can't do that. As our great late friend would say, cheating.
Exactly. Old Dave Socher with
cheating.
With his heavenly headphones. Or I don't know if you have to have headphones in heaven, right? You probably just...
He's watching.
Just probably comes in there.
He's laughing. Saying those hot dogs are pretty good. They're better in heaven, though.
So, ball out to the 49-yard line. That's where Midwestern State will start this drive. Their best starting field position of the game. They're going to go double wide out right, single wide out left. They do have a man in the slot to the left. Running back is March. Play action.
New quarterback.
Left, and the pass is caught down around the 40 of the Thunderwolves. So we do have a new signal caller in here.
It's Niley Ailes. No, who is that? That must be one of those number changes we didn't get.
We got Jalen Austin, but I don't think that's right, isn't it? Then they changed that number. So it's first down at 10. They're going to hand it off the left side. Oh, big burst there, and a big stop by the Thunderwolves right as he got to the 30-yard line. Flag is down, though. Probably going to be holding here. That's the reason the hole was so big.
Well, Cooper back in at quarterback on that one. Might have been a direct snap, too.
And a holding call on Midwestern State. They call it on the right tackle, David Aliamotua. So that'll march it back. So instead of a nice positive gain of about 7, instead the mark-off takes it back all the way to the 47-yard line where it'll be first down and 20. 14-19 to go here, second quarter. Thunderwolves lead the game 17-0.
Darius McMorrin at one linebacker now.
Double wide out right, single wide out left. Bring the tight end in motion across the formation to the right. Now they're going to hand it around the right side. Good hard run. Somebody lost their lid there, one of the linemen. Getting forward for about 8 on the play was Jalen March. Man, he has a great burst of speed when he turns that corner. Gains 8 of the penalty yards back, so it'll be second down and 12. Lineman for Midwestern State had to come out of the ball game to get his lid back on. You can see why his helmet popped off. He had all kinds of hair popping out of there, and that was the guy that was guilty of the holding penalty, Aliamotua, the big Samoan. And he has one of those big Samoan haircuts, Joe, which means you don't cut your hair.
That's right.
Second down and 12 from the 39. Straight drop back, pressure off the edge. They pass it up the right side, pass behind the intended receiver. It's kind of a back shoulder throw, but not very good communication there with Jawan Mason. As Cooper was throwing the back shoulder, and Mason ran more or less a regular out pattern that time. The ball sailed harmlessly out of bounds. So third and 12. Wide receiver is offside here. Now the linesman tells him to get back, so he does. So double wide out to each side here. The ball's on the right hash mark from the pistol. Long count. Thunderwolves stay disciplined. Don't jump offside now. They look over to the sideline to change the play call after they adjust to what the defense is showing. Thunderwolves is showing blitz right up the middle here. They're going to try to rush 6 the way it looks. Nope, they back into coverage here. Only rush 4. Pass down the middle. It's intercepted.
Corey McClellan.
Across the 30, 40. 50, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle, 40, spins down to the 35-yard line, taken down by the quarterback, Cooper, but McClellan just playing center field that time, Joe, and it came right to him
And he's going to get 15 yards for taunting. They're going to tack on 15. They're going to take off 15 for taunting.
And the referee, Oliveris, pointing his thumb backwards, so definitely going to mark it back here.
Number 3. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 3 is the intercepting team. 15 yards from the dead ball spot. First down, Csu-Pueblo.
That's 30 yards and selfish penalties in the last 5 plays for Csu-Pueblo.
So ball back into Thunderwolves territory after the interception and the penalty mark-off. So they'll start from their own 49-yard line. They lead the game 17-0 here. 13:24 to go in the second quarter. Paulus wide to the left. Murkowski and Cook to the right side for the Pack. Lucky doing motion left side, reset, straight drop back. They look up the left side, and Paulus was open. The pass sailed wide and out of bounds.
One of the first really poor throws from Chance Fuller tonight, wide open. Looked like he struggled to get the ball out of his hand.
Yeah, Paulus was open, but he was further down the field. Maybe he thought he was going to come back more toward the line of scrimmage. It could be just a timing issue.
It just looked like he didn't have the good grip, almost like he whiffed it a little bit.
And they're going to give the ball up the middle now, trying to bounce it outside. Cutting back inside, spinning down to about the 46-yard line is Martinez. Well, that was a good hard run for a gain of 4. They're going to mark it at the 47, I believe. Yep, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 now for the Thunderwolves.
Right up to the line of scrimmage.
Cook and Lucky Do out wide to the right. Paulus is in the slot to the left side. Fuller now comes up on the line of scrimmage, looks over the defense, now barks out signals to his lineman. Martinez shifts to the left hip now of Fuller here on 3rd and 6. Fuller bobbled the snap momentarily, steps up, fires down the middle. He's got a man streaking open, and he falls incomplete inside the 5. Had a shot there. Pass just a little too much air under it.
Oh, my. I love that they took the shot, though. You had the wind at your back. Reggie Retzlaff, he had the defense beat by 2 steps, but the pass was just a little bit overthrown.
Now, Retzlaff is one of those guys that they're really, it's the guy that Phil Vigil said might have been the surprise at camp, that when we had that question in the show the other night, who is a player that has surprised you? And he said, that guy's better than we thought he was. We knew he was good, but maybe not that good. So 4th down punt formation here for the Pack. Hey, Dad. Ooh, good rush, but he got it away, and he booms it out. He got decked. No flag, though. Fans wondering why there's no running into the kicker here.
Well, I think because Aaron Oliveris was standing right there, and the guy that did the infraction grabbed him and held him. Like, he tried to hold him up. And Phil Vigil does not like that call at all. That non-call.
Turns out to be an excellent punt, though, inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. As he's able to angle it over here to this left side. The rush was on there. He did a good job of getting it off, and he was definitely bumped. But as Joe mentioned, he kind of massaged him a little bit and just gently placed him on the ground.
Well, Aaron Oliveris wants no part of Phil Vigil right now. The referee is like, I'm not coming to talk to you because, yeah, you're right, and I don't want to tell you you're right. So I'm going to stay over here.
So 1st down and 10 from the 8-yard line for the Mustangs. Trailing the game 17-0. They're going to hand it off the left side, and not much at all there, maybe a yard. Jalen March, the ball carrier.
And he's legit. I mean, people don't understand. If you're a starting tailback at Midwestern State, you're good. And 2 years ago, he was the best in the conference.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 9-yard line. 17-0. Thunderwolves lead it. We've hit the 12-minute mark here of the second quarter. Long count, and again, as they do, they take a look. If they don't like what they see, then they step back and they look over to the sideline to get the call. They try to get a read, a pre-snap read, and then they make the play call. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. Gets the pass away. It's caught, but not much at all there. Flag is down. Back at the 5-yard line.
They hit the quarterback late.
Lineman for the Thunderwolves signaling holding, and it is a hold against Midwestern State. So now the ThunderWolves have a decision to make here. Do you make it 2nd down and 14?
Yes.
Or do you make it 3rd down and 9?
I push them, keep pushing them back. Don't you?
Because the ball was caught for a relatively short gain. So since they gained yardage, I think you do have to take the penalty.
You push them back.
Because it'd be 3rd down and more or less 7, not 3rd and 9. I beg your pardon, because they did gain 2 on that play. Yeah, I think you got to take it. Nope.
Oh, he's going to decline it.
It says decline. So they want to roll the dice here on 3rd down. 3rd and 7 is what's going to be the call here.
And the linemen love that because they're like, that didn't really happen. So in the stats, there was no holding call.
Now Cooper now from the pistol. Actually, the shotgun. Takes the snap, play action, straight drop back. Pass right side, man is open. Did he run out of real estate? There's the signal. He did get a foot down, it looks like. It is a catch, and it's a 1st down.
Well, then that's where not taking that penalty hurts you. I think that was the route they were trying to run earlier, and at least the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page that time.
Out to the 25-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 there for the Mustangs. 11:05 clock running here in the 2nd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 17-0. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Tied in the formation. They throw it to him on the right side. Gets forward to about the 30. Still on his feet, but his knees went down. So he'll pick up 5, 2nd and 5.
Daniel Bones, I don't care how big he is. I'll take him down.
That tied in is Kelby Hickerson. He's out of Austin, Texas. As you might expect, 95% of the players from Texas or Midwestern State.
You don't really have to leave to recruit down there.
One of the only guys not from Texas is the quarterback. Cooper, he's out of Illinois. Went to Eastern Illinois his first year. Didn't play. Pass right side. Ball tipped. Almost intercepted. Man, it was tantalizing there for the big lineman, Feeney, but he just couldn't get there in time to pick it off.
You know how big man on campus he would have been had he made that catch? Because it would have been a highlight reel interception anyway.
It was hanging there like low-hanging fruit. He just couldn't get there.
Short arms, a lineman. Come on.
3rd and 5 for the Mustangs. Again, the pre-snap read. They look over to the sideline. I don't see anybody giving signals. They're back behind the line of scrimmage. I couldn't find them for a moment. There's 2 backup quarterbacks and an offensive coordinator over there. Here's the snap, straight drop back. Pump fake, now laid over the middle, incomplete.
Well, he waited for him to get open, and he got open, but then he failed to deliver the ball.
Jaden Burnett found the soft spot there, crossing the field there, but he got one hand on it, but not enough to haul it in. So 4th down.
You know, Cooper did a good job there, letting his guy get open. He even had the little pump fake, waited that half second, and then he just missed on the throw.
So 4th down, and the Mustangs will have to punt the ball away here. That means it's Andrew Cook time. He stands back at his own 30-yard line to receive the punt from Diego Gonzalez. Little snap, but he handles it. Punt is away.
Good punt.
High spiraling kick, and it's angled out of bounds, so no chance for Cook to return. So they've done their homework. See where they spot it. The linesman running up the sideline. He's going to stop at the, looks like
right on the 30, because
you
know it's going to be on the.
Yeah, he's going to be even. So Thunderwolves will take over there. So that means there's going to be a timeout here on the field, but we don't have any commercial breaks here tonight, so Joe and I just keep it here. Joe, what about your Rams this year? They got a chance to be any good?
Well, they're losing tonight. Home opener against Washington State. I think they're going to be much improved. I don't know that they were so far down, and they don't have the Dion money, that CU gave Dion to overturn the entire roster. And so, I don't know. I mean, they were terrible when I was there, and they're still terrible. I did cover the Sonny Lubick era, so that was fun, but a whole different type of football back then. The Joey Porters and the Greg Myers, and when you have Lombardi winners and you have Thorpe winners, and
Right.
they haven't had that in a long time. But oh well, what are you going to do? I mean,
One of their basketball players, Roddy,
yeah,
surprising how good an NBA player he was a year ago.
He's the guy, man. He just
Memphis, right?
Yeah, he just does the dirty work. Kind of that tweener size, but he plays big.
Well, Matt Hammer took his ThunderWolves up there to play him. 3 years ago?
When Roddy was there?
Yeah. And had him down at halftime, but then Roddy kind of took over in the second half. Didn't have any answer for that big fella.
Look, Ro Dominguez from the Csu-Pueblo women's basketball team out in the stands hustling tickets, and now she's got Mike Salardino. So she knows who to go hit up.
It's right.
Look at her. She's like, she is, I'm telling you, I'm hiring her. If I had a job.
Exactly. Well, I had the pleasure of interviewing her and Andrew Cook at the ThunderWolves fundraiser during the summer.
Yep.
Used to be the Lobster Bake. Now they call it the Pride of the Pack. But had those two up on stage. Did a great job. Here's a handoff around the right side. Martinez puts his head down, bangs his way out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Saw the hole there and just hit it. Yeah, the Pride of the Pack is always the same night as our second night of our water tour for Pueblo Water, and so I never get to make the Pride of the Pack.
Gain of 8, second down and 2. Straight drop back, pass right side, caught by Martinez. And boy, he does not shy away from contact, does he? He gets the first down out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the ThunderWolves here. 9:30 to go here in the second quarter. This game is kind of stalled time-wise here of late. Pack leading at 17-0. Double wide out right, single wide out left. Play action. Fuller looks right, and the ball sails high and wide, trying to get it over there on the right side to Retzleff. Pass a little behind him.
Keon Martinez reminds me of, I know this might be a little stretch for some of our newer listeners, but Jesse Lewis. He's got kind of that same stride. Jesse was a little thicker, and Keon might be a little bit quicker, although Jesse wasn't slow. Kind of that same, everything's a car accident.
Pass over there, caught by the tight end, Dvorak. Or no, excuse me, that is the wide receiver. He's so big, he looks like a tight end. It's Retzleff.
Came all the way across from the far wide out, basically a 10-yard in.
He's got great size, Joe. I thought it was the tight end coming across the middle. First and 10 at the 42-yard line. They give it up the middle. And again, it's Martinez breaking tackles. He's down close to another first down. He's going to be about a yard short. Then we get a body slam on the field. One of the linemen just gets flipped over, but they just let it go. So maybe they were just tangled.
Yeah, I think they were just tangled up, and when he got up, somebody had to go down.
So it's second down and a yard. ThunderWolves right up to the line of scrimmage. That's Lucky Do they bring in motion, the tight end. Straight drop back. That could be a hold on the ThunderWolves. They don't throw the flag, though, yet anyway. So it's an incomplete pass. Third down a yard. Referee was kind of reaching into his pocket, but just kind of let it go there. Is a good job there by Fuller getting rid of the ball.
I think he just threw that one in the ground in the vicinity of his running back.
So third and a yard now for the ThunderWolves. This is one down and distance. The ThunderWolves have struggled a little bit in this game.
And this is Howard Russell at tailback, a little bit thicker running back.
And he gets the carry, and he puts his foot in the ground, got the first down. He was trying to get a lot more there, but his foot kind of went out from under him. But he does get the first down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Jimmy only got it barely by like a half a yard. I think he wanted to do that little inside jump cut and go. And I don't know that it was there, but it doesn't matter. He got the first down.
He stays in the game. He's on the right hip now of Fuller. Play action. Fuller steps up in the pocket, fires it right side. Man, it's wide open. It's caught again. It's Retzleff. He's inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line.
That was a great route because it confused the Midwestern State defenders. Both the corner and the safety and the nickel all kind of bunched up, and Retzleff just kind of fanned out and was wide open.
Ball down to the 16-yard line of the Mustangs. First and 10, ThunderWolves. Fast break offense. Bring the man in motion, left side. That's Dvorak. They look right side. Ball caught. Wide receiver screen. Nice cut there, putting his head down. Man, good physical play there by the wide receiver, getting inside the 10. Down to the 8. That's again Retzleff. He is big and physical. All the way down to the 8-yard line. So it'll be second down now and 2 for the first down.
I had to make that mental note to make sure that we tell Phil, yeah, you're right. He's pretty good.
And And they give it around the right side, trying to turn the corner. Flag is down there. We're going to get that hold on the ThunderWolves offensive line.
Well, that was almost like, I don't want to say a Statue of Liberty, but Statue of Liberty-esque. It faked the play action, then gave it to him anyway.
And it makes you wonder if Russell was supposed to.
59, offense, 10-yard penalty. Still picking up.
Sometimes they make that adjustment and take it to the outside, and the linemen are engaged, and then the defender sees it, and then they feel that lineman trying to get away from him, and they tug him, and they get called. So the holding call takes it back to the 18-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 now for the ThunderWolves. They lead the game 17-0. We're down to 7:09 to go here in the second quarter. Russell stays in the game on the right hip this time of Fuller. Double wide out left. That's the wide side. Send the tight end in motion left side. They look left. Now come back over the middle. Fuller going to keep it. And he's going to be sacked. Just didn't have enough time for that play to develop as they're trying to wait for Dvorak to come open over the middle that time.
It was
Dvorak.
I almost just said just now he's had all kinds of time to throw. Then he gets sacked.
Yeah, it just took too long that time for Dvorak to come open on that post pattern. So 3rd down and 12 now for the ThunderWolves. And the man is offside. They got a free play here. Going to throw a corner route into the left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Took a shot there, which you should do. So the offside penalty here going to be against Midwestern State. So the ThunderWolves had a free play there. So now it'll set up 3rd down and 7 as the ball will be marked off on the penalty here down to the, that should be marked down to the 14-yard line.
We got our first sighting of Adrian Soto, tailback for Csu-Pueblo. Now, if that name sounds familiar to our listeners, Pueblo County product, played 4 years at Fort Hays State with Chance Fuller, had a year left in eligibility and decided to come home and play in front of the home crowd. He was the guy at Fort Hays for a couple of years. And so to come here and have to work your way up the depth chart behind a Keon Martinez and a Howard Russell.
And the way running backs get hurt throughout the year, though, you got to feel like, he's going to get his share. He's going to go in motion to the left side here. Straight drop back by Fuller. Looks over the middle. Caught and short of the first. No, still on his feet. They don't say yet. They do blow the whistle. Is trying to get up the field that time. It was Dvorak, the tight end.
I'm not sure he was down.
He gets down to the 9 here. So now it is a decision time for the ThunderWolves. 4th down and 2 from the 9 with 6:05 to go. They're leaving the offense out there for the moment. I think Phil Veal's going to wait all the way down here on the play clock and then take a timeout and then decide what he wants to do here.
I wondered if he remembered he had timeouts.
He's looking over and he tells Braley, says, just wait. Let's just wait a minute. Or no, Braley's up here. Who's that? That's a different coordinator down there on the field, right?
No, that was Phil Vigil that walked out there and did the timeout.
Well, the other offensive coach in the white sweatshirt. I got to figure out who that is. So they do take the timeout here like we thought. Now the ThunderWolves will talk it over here on 4th down and 2 from the 9-yard line, leading the game 17-0. Boy, this is a tough decision, Joe.
No, I say go for it because you pin them back. Your defense has played good. That coach you're talking about is Garrett Graff. I wasn't sure either, but that is Coach Graff. He's the run game coordinator and the offensive line coordinator, but he's co-coordinators with Braley Brown.
Well, ThunderWolves, for the most part, have been passing the ball in this situation. When they've had a yard to go, they've been running it, but with 2 yards or more to go, they've been passing it. So here, do you try to sneak a run play in there?
This is where I use Blake Short, the second quarterback. He's just that crazy Texan.
You do leave the offense, or is it the kicking team?
That's the kicking
team's coming out, so they are going to kick the field goal. So I don't think there's any wrong answer here. You just have to make the field goal to make it feel right.
Sense? No, if you missed the field goal, then you should have went for it. And then if you'd have went for it and you missed it, you should have kicked the field goal.
All right, so you just got to make the field goal, and everybody's happy here, I think. On the right hash mark, it'll be a 26-yard attempt.
And this could be Sully Moon. I can't tell.
Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. So the ThunderWolves able to cash in. And they get the field goal up and good. Boy, Joe, these numbers tough. I packed all this gear this week and I forgot my binoculars. And we got a 38 and a 39 kicking. But
that was Willig again.
That's Willig again, yes. He's a little bit bigger, a little thicker.
He's shorter and thicker.
It makes you wonder if Moon got injured or something. He was kicking to start the game, and he hasn't kicked since that first kick of the game. You wonder if he strained something. I'm kind of looking around the sideline trying to find him. But they have definitely gone to Willig here for all the kicks of late.
And he's been perfect.
Yeah, no problems with it. So
it's nice when you get a chance to do that job and you do your job well.
Say you never can have too much depth. Well, you know who's got a lot of depth this year, Joe, is your Trojans. They're up on Nevada 42-7 late in the third quarter.
See, that's where I hang my hat now, Jim. I'm a Ram fan, and I hate CU, but I'm a Trojan guy and have been my whole life.
Well, see, when you were young, you liked those guys, and I liked Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, they didn't have USC football on Sunday mornings. They had Notre Dame football. And a lot of times it was USC kicking their butt in November.
I was going to say.
But that's just the way it went. Most famous game probably was 24-6 at halftime. I think Notre Dame was up, and they ended up losing 55-24. That's when Anthony Davis just went completely bonkers.
They were my late grandfather was on the stat crew of the Trojans when they were at the Coliseum. Traveled with them when they were on the road.
So that's your connection to him. Okay.
Yeah, he was good friends with John McKay.
All right.
And so
let's see what other scores we got going on around the country. Georgia leads Tennessee Martin 38-0. K-State over Southeast Missouri State 38-0. That's the third quarter score. Texas A&M over New Mexico 35-7. This is like scrimmage week for most major college football.
It is, except for Armac. Mines plays Grand Valley. CSU plays Midwestern.
Alabama leads Middle Tennessee 28-0 at halftime.
Hey, Middle Tennessee's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not a total patsy program.
North Carolina leads South Carolina 17-14 at halftime. There's a good ball game if you're cruising around the dial while you're listening to us.
If Carolina's on your mind.
And here comes Saturday night. Penn State leads West Virginia 14-7. That is one of the great all-time promos of college football.
And you know what? I grew up. I was a Joe Pa guy. I was a big Penn State guy. Dax Hodges is on crutches. That's never good. His right ankle is in a boot.
Yeah. Here's the kick. And good leg in this one. And it's going to go out the back of the end zone. That's a good job because the Thunderwolves have given up a couple of big returns in this game.
That was one of those number changes. Evan Lyons.
So Midwestern State now trailing the game 20-0 with 5:43 to go here in the second quarter. Joe, I feel like I've been here for a doubleheader in baseball. I got here at 2 o'clock this afternoon, set all this stuff up,
and
I could have showed up at 5 o'clock and been just fine.
And we're using the old stuff.
Yeah, so we're right back to what we had. But thanks to Ben Greenberg getting that's a good tailgate of our own in the booth here tonight. Hot dogs, you can't go wrong with hot dogs.
No, they suffice.
And lots of snacks, lots of sugary snacks. Jump pass right side, caught. Thunderwolves thought they had it smelled out, but a good run there and a late flying in tackle there by the Thunderwolves. The Midwestern State runner Cavante Jackson, the receiver on the play, gets forward for about 8.
Corey McClellan came in on just maybe a hair late. Got part of that, but still got 8.
It was the old flyby.
So you can't get up that fired up if you give up 8. If you sack it for 8 or get a pick, but if you give up 8, you can't get that excited.
He's 2nd down and 2. I see some of the golfers gathering down in the end zone. They're going to honor them. I think they honored the women's team earlier today for both the men and the women golf teams winning conference titles a year ago for the Thunderwolves.
Got to give a shout out to my man, Archie Wyatt.
Here's a handoff up the middle, and Cavante Jackson able to get the first down. And he comes up gimpy. He got tackled down around the ankles, and he's got an ankle. Yeah, he's going to go down. It's either an ankle or a foot issue. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to take 5 right here. He just goes right down on his back, takes his lid off, and says, I need a trainer.
Jim, I'm impressed with the west side of the stadium. They put the red out tonight. It's almost full on this side of the stadium. I mean, it's tough to fill the east side when it's 95 because the first hour and a half you're in the sun.
Well, good representation from the students across the way.
Yeah, they're excited to be back out.
Injured player is the backup running back, Avante Jackson. Limited action a year ago, 20 carries for 77 yards. He is a senior. He's out of Arlington, Texas. One of those program guys, and he is not putting any weight whatsoever on that left. And now he's trying to put a little pressure on it. Almost, Joe, wonder it's either an ankle or it could be one of those foot, that Liz Frank thing. I've never heard about that till about 5 years ago, and that seems like the old broken foot. That's the bone that breaks. And that was the kind of tackle that leads to it, too, when you get hit like that.
And that's a year.
Yeah.
That's a year. You see guys on scooters at football teams? That's what they have.
Yeah. So it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs from the 36-yard line. 4:41 to go here in the second quarter. ThunderWolves lead the game 20-0. Fake it into the middle, down rolling left. Here comes pressure, trying to spin away. Does get away for the moment. Fires it down the middle late and incomplete. Tried to make a diving grab there. It was a great attempt there by Cooper just to get that pass off.
You got to make that catch to make your quarterback. For as good as he did on that play, you got to make that catch.
And the receiver, Jawan Mason, he comes up gimpy on the play, and he leaves the game after making that diving attempt.
It looked like he landed on the ball. You know, sometimes they do that, and it knocks the rib cage around a little bit. But you got to make your quarterback look good right there.
2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line for the Mustangs.
Ooh, look, they wanted to go there.
Now they're going to do the old pre-snap read, change the play call. And whistle sounds. Do we have delay of game?
We do.
And delay a game here against the Mustangs.
Seeing a lot of new faces in there on defense, Jim. Good chance, good time to work some guys in and out. See a little bit of Miles Sprague. Yeah, you remember Csu-Pueblo when they first started this program, Dusty Sprague, for all you CU fans. Dusty was a great buff, and he was on staff early here. Miles is, I believe, his nephew. It's not his son, but Dusty was one of our favorites. He's one of the few buffs I liked. Him and Donnell, of course.
Qualifier.
Yes.
I played golf this year in the Italian Open with Miles Sprague. He hits the hell out of it. It's a handoff around the right side. Hits it about 80 yards by me, but then again, everybody does.
Yeah, but you hit it probably in the fairway.
Well, yeah, you got to draw on your strengths.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to play from the short stuff, Jim.
3rd down and 12 from the 34-yard line here for the Mustangs. They trail the game 20-0. 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. I want to say the third quarter. It feels like the third quarter to me.
Now Phil Vigil calls timeout. Doesn't like the defensive alignment. Somebody's not in right there. They were a man short.
Yep, only 10 guys on the field, and that means you got to take a timeout. So the ThunderWolves take it right there, so we'll take one sort of. We'll just sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll keep it right here. We're commercial free here tonight. Game brought to you by Benny Bash and everybody at Y96.9, right?
Y90, is that what we are?
Isn't that what it is? Isn't that KCCY? Well, I better have that
Dude,
right. I don't know for sure.
Know.
KCCY, whatever it is. Benny, you better text me what your exact. I've heard you. I see he's got one of the great all-time Facebook and Instagram pages, especially of the weather reports. He'll do, especially when it gets to be wintertime. It's not so, great in the summer because, when you're on at that time, what are you going to talk about the weather for? But when it gets cold and nasty, and he gives some scintillating weather reports. I've used scintillating now twice tonight.
Well, your scintillating quota is check that card. You're going to hear a lot of things tonight when we don't have a single commercial break.
In all reality? We don't get in all reality anymore.
No, and we're going to introduce you to the Ebb and Flow show. He's Ebb, I'm Flow. 2nd and 12,
or 3rd and 12, rather. Run around the right side, and they pick up the first down. Good run there by Jalen March. So the timeout call did not solve the defense.
They are doing a great job stealing that edge when they want to run that play. They've run it left and right both times and have had a great success.
Tough to pick up 3rd and 12 in the running game, but they did it there. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, out to the 48-yard line. Trips to the left, and they hand it off the middle, and March doesn't get anywhere this time. Maybe a yard out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, better that time on the defensive interior, kind of firing off the ball. Cody Ramming did a good job on his left defensive end, kind of standing the end and the tackle up.
Run defense has been pretty sound in this game, except for big play here and there. You know, some big. They've held them to a yard or two. It seems like almost 80% of the time. But when they do hit them, they get a big gain for a first down.
And what John used to say, well, they're on scholarship too.
Double wide out left, single wide out right. Bring the tight end in motion. That's Hickerson. Resets on the right side. They look right. They're going up the sideline. Man is open, but he overshot him. You know, he looks open, Joe, but he's not really all that open because you got to lay a pass in there just perfectly.
Well, and I think that was the right call offensively for the blitz that was coming. He got single coverage, and he had McGarity beat, or McKinney beat.
So 3rd down and 9 now for the Mustangs from the 49-yard line. ThunderWolves show blitz. They're all up along the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they back right out of this into coverage. Let's see what they do here. They are going to back out into coverage. Just send 4. Pass up the left side. It's up for grab. I think his arm might have been slightly hit there because that pass held way out of bounds.
And that would have been Cody Ramming, who was kind of in the backfield. We keep waiting for Cody Ramming to grow into that body of his. He's a giant at 6'7", 245. If he was 6'7", 295, he'd be the defensive end in the country.
Well, he came and talked to us. I was part of the I taught a class here last spring, a broadcasting course, and I went with him and helped him out on a final that some of the other mass commies were doing, and he was one of the guests we talked to. It's kind of cool. Here's punt into the wind. It's knocked down and takes a bounce back for the Thunderwolves. That one went up into the wind and went straight backwards on the bounce, that time by Diego Gonzalez. So not a good punt at all there. So the Thunderwolves now with decent field position here, leading the game 20-0 with 2:26 to go here in the first half.
You know, that backward punt is the one that can hit you,
yes,
hit your gunners coming down, and that we've seen that happen many times.
So Thunderwolves going to spread the formation here. No tight end in this set, so they go 4 wide receivers. Pass right side, caught, short gain.
But you'll take that. You'll take 4. Move the chains, get up to the line of scrimmage. Their pace is slowed down a little bit. They're running hurry up, but they're not frantic.
Yeah, you're hoping Rukowski can break a tackle there after he makes the grab. As it is, a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Straight drop back by Fuller. Now adjusts, comes left, passes to Paulus, and he spins. He's right at the sticks. And they are going to give him the first down. They're going to mark it at the 40.
That's pretty generous.
They should be stopping the clock here to move the chains. They never did stop it. The clock continues to run.
They think it's a long first half as well.
So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Straight drop back by Fuller. Crossing route. Threw it behind his intended receiver. Probably just as well there. Stops the clock. Would have only been about a 5-yard gain.
You know, Fuller's pass to who just caught that pass?
Paulus caught the last one.
Yeah, that ball floated on. He needs to put some zip on that. He's got a cannon.
So 2nd down and 10. Double wide out to each side. They're kind of in a stack formation. Could see a screen here. Instead, they go drop straight back. Fuller now looks up the left side, and he was hit. Got rid of the ball. He threw it before he wanted to. Trying to get it to Cook, but Cook was streaking up the sideline. Fuller, I think, was hoping he was going to go back shoulder that time because he had to get rid of it. So now it's 3rd and 10 for the Thunderwolves.
You just don't want to turn over here. A punt is never a bad situation, especially with only a minute to go left in the first half.
Fuller, he'll change the play call. Looks over to the sideline. Now steps back into formation. And now timeout going to be taken by Midwestern State. So they're going to go over and talk it over on the sideline. Again, some of the other finals today in the RMAC, or over the weekend here, we should say. South Dakota Mines defeated Valley City. Chadron State in a thriller on Thursday night defeated Quincy 35-34. Eastern New Mexico over New Mexico Highlands 28-26. That game also on Thursday. William Jewell defeated Fort Lewis 42-6 this afternoon. St. Thomas defeated Black Hill State 36-26. Kingsville went into Grand Junction, defeated Mesa 30-10. Western Colorado, an impressive opening victory. They knock off West Texas A&M 28-6. Lincoln out of California is taking on Adams State this evening. I could probably get an update for you on that if I was doing my homework here properly. Again, some of the other games. Clemson, they take on Duke on Monday night. Rare college Monday night game. It has gone final in South Bend. Notre Dame defeated Tennessee State 56-3.
Wow.
We're back, ready for action here. 3rd and 10 for the ThunderWolves. Fuller from the gun. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Gets the pass away. Goes down the middle through the hands of the intended receiver. Retzlaff.
That would have been a heck of a catch by Retzlaff, but give Benjamin Wilson credit for the defensive play on that.
So 4th down now for the Thunderwolves with 1:31 to go here in this first half. This second quarter is we're approaching 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half
clock
already, and we've played less than a half. But when you have a bunch of incompletions,
yep, clock will not run. Here's the punt with the win. Taken at the 15. Chance for the return here. Tries to get to the edge, and good pursuit by the breaking the tackle up the sideline, across the 25 out to around the 30. So good second effort there on the return for Midwestern State. That was Tyquan Gilmore.
He got popped and stayed up.
Senior out of Los Angeles. One of the rare non-Texans on this Midwestern State ball club. As we mentioned, probably 90, maybe even 95% of their players come out of the state of Texas. And, you know, why wouldn't they? I mean, it's just a target-rich environment down there. You saw that, Phil Vigil, he and his staff, they went a little bit more heavy into Texas. Colorado Mines, they're heavy into Texas. So that's where you got to go. Where they play football, that's where you got to go get them.
I saw the Mines, a great TV ad by Mines when they were talking about recruiting. The average starting salary when you leave Mines is $90,000 a year. And they play football, and they get rich.
Yeah, they don't need NIL money. Here's a pass down the middle, intercepted by the Thunderwolves. Across the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, down to the 6-yard line.
Holy cow.
Is it Pittman? I can't tell, Joe. My tinted window here because I got a. What do you got
the
there?
Worst numbers ever.
I think it is Eli Pittman. All the way down to the 6-yard line.
He was like shot out of a cannon.
Man, what a burst of speed. Had that one man to beat, and he got taken down inside the 10, down at the 6. But as it is, about a 44-yard return there.
And he ran straight on the line. Got a little fireworks on top of the scoreboard.
Love it.
I haven't seen that before.
So, 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves. Straight drop back, look left, fire left, caught, touchdown!
Is that Zach Rakowski?
And Rakowski on the grab. You want to say little one. He's only 141 pounds, Joe, but he plays so hard and tough.
We talk about dog. There's your dog.
Yeah, him and Cook both. They're just so fast. They could run the first 2 legs of the 4x100. I'm telling you.
Matt Morris, where are you? Call the track coach.
Low snap. It's handled. Kick is up. And it is good. A minute to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves take advantage of the turnover. get a touchdown by Rakowski, and they lead it 27-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Keep it right here.
This has been a long second quarter.
Well, we're putting Benny Bash on standby. We're going to make him go to work a little bit at halftime and do a scoreboard from around the country while you and I have one of these delicious hot dogs back here.
I don't need a hot dog. I need relief.
Oh, okay. I got you. There we go. The old the thunder drum. What do they call that thing?
I like thunder drum.
Thunder drum sounds good to me. Feel the thunder.
It's whatever you want, but you just put a thunder on it. Thunderbolt, Thundertron, Thunderdome.
Of course, we're missing Darlene and Tony this week, the Bonfilios. They had a wedding this week. They said they're going to be tuning into the game here tonight, so they promised a extra special tailgate in 2 weeks. Well, I couldn't have done it tonight anyway, sitting up here babysitting all this equipment that didn't work. But thankfully, Ben Greenberg he's got some hot dogs in foil out there. It's always, there's something about a hot dog in foil, isn't it?
Reminds you of the ballpark.
There you go. Here's the kick, and it sails in and out the back of the end zone.
That's such a weapon when it's a touchback every time.
Well, the 2 times they haven't gotten it out of the end zone, 2 big returns, so that just tells you how important it is. So now Midwestern State, they got burned on their last possession, unable to get anything done. They're going to stick with the redshirt freshman transfer out of Eastern Illinois. Of course, that's their quarterback, James Cooper. Carson Roper is second on their depth chart. They also have Zachary Keene. So double out, wide out right. And everybody went except the center. The center says, it's my ball. We'll go when I say we can go. And it's going to be false start. That was kind of comical, wasn't it, Joe?
Oh, yeah. We snap when I say we snap.
False start. Everybody but the center.
Aaron Oliveira,
fans love that. Yep.
To be here all week. Midwestern State, their home openers next week against Mississippi College. And then they start Lone Star play at West Texas A&M.
Here's a handoff around the left side. And the way West Texas A&M took it on the chin today to an RMAC opponent, Midwestern State, they're getting it handed to them. That's going to be an early kind of a big game for those 2 programs if they want to do anything this year.
And congrats to Jazz Baines. We like Jazz Baines and Todd Auer and the Western State guys. I know Jazz was one of the finalists for this job here at Csu-Pueblo, and we'd have loved working with Jazz because he just does a great job. But he went back to Western State and got to work and paid off with a great opening season win.
2nd down and 11 here for the Mustangs. Trailing at 27-0. They're just going to run it and get out of here. And around the left side. It's a decent run of about 8 yards on the play by Jalen March, but that will do it. We're under 10 seconds to go. They're just going to let the clock run out here. And there is the gun for the end of the second quarter. We played 2 from the Thunderbolt. Thunderwolves lead it 27-0. Come back. We'll talk a little bit about it. When we come back after this timeout. Well, there is no timeout. We're just going to keep here. I failed to launch. So let's talk a little bit about this first half, Joe, and then we'll give it back over to Benny Bash, and he can talk about things. But Thunderwolves started this game the way you needed to start it on offense. They took it right down the field and punched one in the end zone right away.
Well, and it was kind of like last year against Midwestern. They didn't know what hit them. They expected it this year, and all of a sudden, and give credit to Coach Graff and Coach Brown and the offense. They just bang, bang, bang. And I'll tell you what, when you're that efficient, those first 15 plays are scripted. Everybody knows where they're going to be. Did the offense continue that pace? No. No one can. But what a great opening series at Csu-Pueblo for Chance Fullett. He made every right read. They had it directed perfectly. And, like you said, we've been doing this a long time, and that was one of the best 3-minute opening game drives we've seen.
Definitely. And defensively, they gave up a big play here and there, but I think they acquitted themselves quite well in the first half.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Foskey, I just point to the scoreboard with a big fat 0, and that's my former team, and we just shut you out for 30 playing minutes. That was the old Hunter Hughes Csu-Pueblo band. You could do whatever you want between the 20s. But once you get in the 20s, then you're ours. And give credit to Csu-Pueblo.
Turnovers.
3, they plus 3 in that. Well, plus 2, they got 3 and they turned 1 over. So they're plus 2 differential there. But the pick by Eli Pittman,
man, he just flew right up the hash mark, right up the middle field. Didn't really deviate at all until he got inside the 10 and he got kind of upended, but it was impressive.
And then the 2 fumbles they recovered, they were both on bad exchanges, one on the quarterback, running back, and one on the kind of a reverse deal. But hey, if you can't handle the football, and you cannot put the ball on the turf on the road, you do, bad things happen.
All right, we have reached halftime. I'm going to slow play it a little bit to give Benny a chance to gather himself, get his notes together, and get ready to talk. He's a professional. He'll be able to fill some time here because Joe and I are going to have a little refreshment. They said Joe needs a break. I might need one too now that I think about it, now that the mental side has kicked in.
Yeah. And, but now everybody will be needing one, so the line will be.
So it'll be a little desperation.
I'll just hold it until the end of the game.
All right, Benny, you got it for about 7 or 8 minutes, pal, if you could take it from us. But here at halftime, ThunderWolves lead it 27-0 from the Thunder Bowl here on Fox Sports Pueblo. So ThunderWolves on top 27-0 here at halftime. First downs, the Pack 14, Midwestern State with 8. ThunderWolves 17 carries for 64 yards. Midwestern State 19 for 63. Thunderwolves 222 yards through the air. Midwestern State 49. So total offense, Thunderwolves 286. Midwestern State only 112.
The turnovers are the key, Jim. Right there is, and I actually shorted Csu-Pueblo. They recovered 3 fumbles and got 2 interceptions. No, yes, that's right.
So 5 turnovers.
Yeah, 5 turnovers, and they had the one chance Fuller interception that. What are you going to do? But you're still a +4 in the turnover margin after one half of one game.
Time of possession, 15:36 for the Thunderwolves, 14:24 for Midwestern State. So the Thunderwolves, even though they've run that many more plays in the game, 31 says, so 48-36, they only have it for another minute. But that's because the Thunderwolves play a fast break type offense, that's for sure. Third down conversions, that's maybe the lone dim spot for the Thunderwolves. 2 of 8 on third down, and they also failed on a 4th down and 1 as well. Midwestern State not that much better. They're 3 of 8 on third downs. Thunderwolves, though, 5 of 6 in the red zone. Midwestern State 0 of 1. The only time the Thunderwolves didn't score in the red zone is when, as Joe mentioned, he threw the interception, but it was really off the hands of Retzliff, kind of into his chest, and as he rolled over, it came off his pads right into the defender's breadbasket, and that was the interception. But remember, the Thunderwolves got it right back on the next play. Midwestern State fumbled it right back.
They just traded turnovers there. And in Midwestern State, I see effort out of them. I do. I see guys trying to play hard. I just think that they have so many new players and coaches that it has not come together yet. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Exactly.
I think there's talent there. I see it on the offensive line. I see they got big tight ends. Their defense is flying into the ball. I just don't think that they're quite at that level of gel that you need to be.
That might be why Bill Maskill is so ticked off, because a couple of his mates are across the way calling signals against him. Some of the individual numbers here at halftime. Martinez 10 for 62 for the Pack. Did have the touchdown. Russell 5 for 7. Fuller 2 for -5 for Midwestern State. It's Jalen March, pretty good back. 15 carries, 55 yards. Does have a long of 14. Cooper 2 for 6. Jackson 1 for 3. Cross 1 for a -1. Fuller was 19 of 31, did have the 1 pick, 222 yards, threw 2 touchdowns, was sacked once. Cooper 6 of 17, 2 picks, 49 yards. was not sacked in the first half. Individual receiving, Rakowski 4 for 73, did have the touchdown. Retzleff 3 for 38. Cook 3 for 22. Martinez 3 for 6. Dvorak did not make the stat sheet because they go by number of catches, but he did have the touchdown.
And it was wide open.
So for Midwestern State, Hickerson 2 for 19. Mason 1 for 13. Jackson 1 for 8. Jalen March 1 for 6. Defensive numbers for the Thunderwolves, McMoore with 5 tackles, Bone and Sprague with 4 each, Nucci with 3. Hargra with 7, Shaw with 7, Maurice Perkins with 6, Javian Gibson Hall has 4.
You know, we didn't call John Nucci's name much in the first half because he was doing all the cleanup.
Right.
Middle linebacker for Csu-Pueblo, Lahana product, transfer from UNC a couple of years ago. Great kid, great family. And, you know, in that middle backer position, you're just hoping to get a hat on somebody once your defensive linemen do their thing. And I think he's doing a good job in the middle there. And Miles Sprague, who is getting a lot of time as a redshirt freshman inside in the interior of that defense as well.
Well, a reminder, next week we'll be on the road with the Thunderwolves. We stay in Grand Valley, but the actual town that Grand Valley State is in is, you remember?
Grand Rapids? No, it's in...
it's that little town.
I'm not sure.
I got to do my geography. I set us both up for failure there.
Well, it's a suburb of Grand Rapids.
Yeah, exactly. About 30 minutes from Grand Rapids.
It's like Aurora is to Denver. You know?
Right.
I mean,
right.
So, and I'll tell you what, it's a really fun place to be, to broadcast a game from. It's just kind of a neat place because this is a program, this is the quintessential Division II program. They win the Learfield Cup almost every year because they are great in every sport, and I mean every sport. They're good in all the tracks, all the cross countries, all the wrestling, I mean, they're good in everything. And to go up there, it's a small community, and there was talk that they were going D1 and try and play against Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and they would dominate those teams, in my opinion. If they had the money to scholarship that football, they would be the Michigan program other than Michigan State and Michigan.
And that game will be...
It's 5
o'clock our time. It'll
Pueblo
be 7
time.
o'clock Eastern time.
Right.
And there'll be about 14,000 people there like there was 2 years ago when we were there. It's crazy, crazy atmosphere.
It's their home opener, and they have 10 days to prepare for the ThunderWolves.
And after coming off just an excruciating defeat for them after coming back. They were down 28-7 in the fourth quarter, rally for 21 points, tie it with under a minute to go against Mines, but then Mines goes bing, bang, boom to a 41-yard field goal, wins it 31-28. So congratulations to Mines. They'll be here. Mines will be down here in Pueblo in 3 weeks.
Yeah, people don't understand. Half of Csu-Pueblo's season is in September. They have 5 games in September. And Mines will be ranked number 2 in the nation next week. And it's ironic that the number 1 team in the country is in the same conference as Grand Valley.
Yeah, and the team that just destroyed Mines in the national championship game, which I happened to be there last year.
They're the same conference as Grand Valley. That's the only 2 teams in that conference that are worth a lick. But they're...
yeah, they're good. They kind of separate themselves, that's for sure. So it'll be a good measuring stick early on for the Thunderwolves. The first major key to avoid disaster on the start of a year is avoid losing your first game at home. So the Thunderwolves well on their way to avoiding that, leading here 27-0.
Well, we said last year if Csu-Pueblo started the season 2-2 with their schedule, then they would be okay. Because, those first 4 games are murderous. But Csu-Pueblo went 1-3 in those games, and they were in playoff mode from week 5.
Right.
They had to win out every week to make the playoffs. And I think it's the same thing this year. Although I think that the Western State game last year was a little bit of a fluke. No offense to Jazz Baines and company, but Csu-Pueblo did not play well that game. But we still got a second half here, Jim.
Well, our old buddy Don Nacarado checking in throughout the ball game. He was impressed with that interception return. He goes, how come that guy isn't returning kicks? Well, Andrew Cook's a borderline All-American performer at that position. You got to be able to catch the punt, too.
Well, and not only that, you have Kiam Martinez and Howard Rupp. Those guys are pretty good, too.
Yeah. Eli Pittman is who we're, of course, referring to on that return. Man, oh, man, he is shot out of a cannon.
It's great, though. He got a running start, jump on the ball hawk. And Phil Veal talked about him earlier this week in the coaches show, talking about that secondary and how opportunistic it thinks it can be. And they're pretty excited about it.
Well, a year ago, it was trial by fire for the cornerbacks last year because of all the injuries the Thunderwolves had. They were kind of thrown into action, so they got their baptism, but they survived. Their mental state is good. They played better and better as the year went on, and they've come out this year. They're raring to go, and it shows here so far in this game.
Well, again, they're all veterans. I mean, you look at McCaney, you look at Pittman, you look at Bone, you look at McClellan. These guys they've played a lot of football together, and this year they're just that much more excitable unit.
Well, the Thunderwolves on their defensive front, of course, missing Franklin tonight, who was a late scratch. We're not
no
sure
reason why given, but he was saying not only is he not starting, he's not available.
Yeah, so some sort of injury keeping him out of that. We think it's an injury. It might be a different. We just weren't told what the reasoning was.
Yeah, he's just not available.
So not available for this ball game. But he was probably the only real late scratch the Thunderwolves had for any reason not to be in the starting lineup or in the two deep for that matter. Thunderwolves back on the field. They're warming up. Midwestern State as well down to our left. We're still a minute or so away from getting our kickoff to start the third quarter here. Thunderwolves lead at 27-0. Next action at home here will be in 2 weeks. It'll be an afternoon game, 2 o'clock kickoff against Western Colorado. Now remember on the original schedule that was going to be a road game in Gunnison, but Western still some issues with their home field, although they did play at home today.
Well, I guess they could play on the soccer field if they choose to, or
but they didn't. They didn't want to play an RMAC game in that facility for that reason, so they just decided to flip the schedule for next year. So the Thunderwolves will have to go to Western Colorado. I don't know if maybe the next 2 years, next year for sure. Maybe the next 2 seasons they'll have to go.
I don't know. I wouldn't give them a hey. They're doing you a favor.
Yeah, we're doing you a favor. We'll just alternate from here on out. It's not our fault, but we'll see how that all works out. But it's nice to get your 2 biggest conference rivals at home this year. The Thunderwolves get Western here, and they get Mines the following week here. So it kind of sets up if they can, get this win tonight, survive somehow next week, just not get totally beat up. Even if you lose the ball game against a high-powered national program. But they prove they're beatable. Mines beat them. So the Thunderwolves can turn the trick to play good. And I'll tell you what, 2 years ago when they played them up there at their place, Joe, it was a bad start to the game. But after the bad start, they played even with them.
And some missed opportunities. Yeah. That's a game where you have to play perfect, and they didn't. Right. You had chances, but when you get those chances, you have to take advantage of them, and they didn't. But they were there.
And then last year, even, I remember Nigel Mitchell dropping the touchdown pass at the goal line, which would have put the Thunderwolves up by a touchdown early in the game.
Yep.
And they didn't hit that, and then eventually just ended up getting away from them, losing, 31-7, I think was ended up being the final. But it's there. You just have to play perfect football. Look at the whole sideline dancing, Joe.
I'm thinking we're going to see some Blake Short this half for Csu-Pueblo at quarterback, and I cannot wait. I mean, Chance Fuller, 222 yards, touchdown. I think but I'm ready. I'm ready to see some Blake Short, too. 2 touchdowns for Chance, excuse me. Sorry, Chance. Don't want to short you a touchdown.
Here's the kick. High sailing kick, and it's going to go into the end zone. So Midwestern State will start this possession at their own 25-yard line.
Now, has the bad blood subsided? Is that all that negative energy? Is it gone now, or do you still just keep the foot down? I don't know. I can't tell.
Oh, these windows. Trying to, and now it's even worse. Now you got double. I don't know what to do. We need a convenient fire or, I don't know, just something, a bolt of lightning to hit this press box so they can redesign it.
Vertical windows.
So here we go. Now we'll just sit down for a while. Here's the handoff around the left side. This has been their best play of the game. And why not give it to Jalen March? He's a good ball player, and he gets it around the corner. Running to the short side that time, unable to get really up the field that time, but does pick up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. 27-0, Thunderwolves lead it here as we've just started the third quarter in the opener of the 2023 campaign.
We saw a lot of bodies on defense in the first half, a lot of guys subbing in and out. Right now you have your base 11, the guys we saw on the depth chart to be the quote-unquote number ones. This is the unit out there now.
Mark shifts to the right side. They flip it to him out in the flat on the right side and makes a nice cut, gets forward, jumps forward across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. That's just turning nothing into something there by March. Makes it 3rd down now and a long one. They're going to give him the 34-yard line.
And Corey McClellan right there did exactly what you're supposed to do. He took on 3 guys and even altered the route of the ball carrier, but it still wasn't enough for him to get 9.
So now it sets up 3rd down and a yard for the Mustangs from their own 34-yard line. Thunder will stay in pretty much their base defense. They hand it up the middle and struggling forward. Looks like he's able to stretch for the first down there. If he got it, he didn't get it by much.
Well, the
Jalen
linesman
March
on this side says no. The side judge on the other side says yes. So he did not get it.
Yeah, this linesman said his knee was down when he did the old stretch. So 4th down.
You're down 27. You got to go for it.
And Bill Maskell goes out to the other line judge and says, what the heck's going on here?
You know he's got a Texas accent too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. He's got to be thick.
He's almost like, what's Fester? Festus?
Yeah.
Festus. I don't know if that's the way he talks. It feels like it.
And they're going to punt it away.
I can see him yelling at him like a Walter Brennan.
You want your Brennan? Yes.
Yeah, what the?
If I want to go for it, I will go for it. It's my ball.
Oh, he almost got it again.
Here's the punt. Fair catch signaled forward, taken by Cook at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Thunderwolves will start their first possession of the third quarter. 27-0, Pack on top. 13:36 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves scored on the opening drive of the game, and now the umpire attacks. He takes the yard away, and he puts it back at the 25.
Well, you know why.
That's by design, right?
It's easy math.
Yeah.
Easy math.
4-1, 2-9, 1-5.
Yeah, this window isn't going up. It's stuck.
4-1, 2-9, 1-5.
So I'll just stay seated and look through my 2 antenna on the wireless microphone, Joe. This is like, we talk about playing through adversity. This is working through adversity.
We're playing hurt tonight. I did in the first quarter. Kidneys.
Here's a handoff right side. Martinez gets forward for about 5.
I have noticed that the offense is quicker with Keon Martinez in the backfield. Howard Russell, different kind of runner.
And again, they give it to Martinez. Blasts forward for 3. So 3rd down and 2 now from the 33-yard line. Short yardage has been a problem in this game for the Thunderwolves. 3rd downs in general have been a problem.
Run it again. Look at them. They just run it again.
The center judge waits for the signal, but each team has a chance to make their substitutions. Now they change the play call. Fuller, he's never up under center. He's always in the gun. Takes the snap, straight drop back, goes over the middle. Tight end's got it, and it is a 1st down. That is Luckadoo.
That's a great catch by Curtis Luckadoo. Jim, that ball was smoke on it, and he had people in front of him and behind him. To be able to hang on to that ball, great hands.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line for the Thunderwolves. And again, to give it to Martinez. Nice cut, but he's taken down. He had to make that cut because bearing down on him was Quintarius Hargrave. Second down and 8. Oh, the texts keep flowing in, Joe. I can't even repeat what this last one was.
I'm sure.
2nd down and 8 from the 39-yard line. Luckadoo in motion to the right side. Straight drop back. Stepping up in the pocket. Fuller, he's going for it all. Looking for Cook. He sails it over everybody. Double covered bracketed well there. I think Fuller was just getting rid of it.
Yeah, probably not the best decision he's made tonight. Cookie had 2 guys on him, bracketed, and not any separation. So that was probably not the best decision.
So 3rd down now and 8.
You know what Chance Fuller hasn't done tonight is run the ball. He's been very, very cautious about taking off.
Takes the snap. Oh, they run a little stunt. They pick it up, though. Rolls to his left, gets the pass away. Downfield incomplete, takes a shot. Tried to get it there to Rakowski, but the pass sailed high. And the reason it was high is because Fuller could not really step into that when he had a guy bearing down on him. And again, it was Quintarius Hargrave, the senior out of Mesquite, Texas.
You know, that's that layered route. And Luckadoo was open, and I thought that's where he might go underneath, because if he catches it and falls forward, he gets the first down, but he took the shot a little bit deeper down the field.
So punt formation for the ThunderWolves. Andre Haydad. Haydad, sophomore out of Chatfield High School in Littleton. Takes the snap, gets the punt away. Low line drive kick, but it's not going to be returned. It hits inside the 20. Hits inside the 10. It hit off one of the up back, one of the blockers, but they do get on it as hit the back that time of Jalen Curvin. But luckily for him, Tyquan Gilmore able to get on the ball at the 9-yard line to save the day for the Mustangs. But another good punt. He's done a good job of pinning him inside the 20 tonight.
Well, he's got a nice ball flight. He doesn't look like he tries to overkick it. It's not anything fancy with a rugby. I don't know if he does rugby style but it's just almost effortless.
So Midwestern State's offense trots right out from the sideline, right to the line of scrimmage.
Starting unit still in there on defense for Csu-Pueblo. The ones.
Straight drop, blitz off the edge. They get the pass away, and it's a good thing he got it away because he got smoked there in the backfield. As Cooper, under duress, able to get rid of it.
Scipio came unimpeded to the quarterback. You know, and he's playing all of his, pretty much most of his plays with his feet, with his hand in the dirt. So that's a different kind of style for him this year.
Well, it tells me he had a little bit more free reign at the training table, too. He probably eat a little bit more this year, get a little bit more weight playing in the down line position. They hand it off to the right side. They try to cut it inside of Scipio, but he's able to fight off the block and hold up everybody, allowing his defensive front to come over and plant him.
That was a great – that play came right at us, and he just almost like an accordion effect of the interior line just knock each other into the runner.
Yeah, Turrentine able to come over and knock him down for the pack.
Getting the start tonight.
So it's 3rd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. They trail it 27-0. 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves stunning along the defensive front. Now they switch it up. Now they're set. They overload the left side. Pass over the middle, caught, and it's going to be close to the first down. Very close. Looks like he's short a yard, doesn't it? Oh, man, it might be. Well, now they got him fudge it forward, and they say move the chains.
I didn't think that's a very generous spot.
Yeah, I thought he was a half yard short, but they do give him the 19, so it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Those officials were here as long as we were in that first half.
They said, let's keep it moving.
Let's move the chains, people. Michael Lutu is in at one of the defensive lineman spots. I ran into him in the elevator, Jim. What a great guy.
Here's the handoff up the middle, blasting forward. Not much there. Tell you, this defense for the Thunderwolves, they've given up some big runs in this game, but they've been more on the edge. Up the middle, they have been sound.
You know, made the play right there, Michael Lutu. Saw him in the student center, and I go, "You must play football." He goes, "Yeah, I'm a redshirt freshman." What a gentleman.
He's out of Tempe, Arizona, redshirt freshman, as Joe mentioned. Caden Shelton out there as well on his. He's the right interior lineman, I guess you'd say right tackle, the way they set up in this 4-man front.
So you put those two down there, and then you Scipio and Ramming, big lanky defensive ends.
Taking a long time to get this play call off. Play clock all the way down to 10. That's an eternity the way this game's gone. Bring Hickerson, the tight end, in motion. They give it around the left side, trying to turn the corner again. Nice cut, and out for about 8 to the 28-yard line. Maybe a yard short of the first down is Jalen March.
March is doing a good job running wide. If you notice, they run that same play over and over again, and they get to the edge and they get 5 yards of carry.
Tell you what, ThunderWolves defense, the defensive front, they're deceptively big, aren't they? Now they bring in some even bigger bodies here for this 3rd and short. As they bring Feeney back in the ball game.
I think Feeney had a great first half, too.
Looks like Sampleton's in there as well now for the Thunderwolves, the defensive tackle on the left side. They give it up the middle, and the Thunderwolves stuff it. Do not get the first down. And Feeney comes up with his big right paw in the air and said, yeah, he does the little dance. I like that.
Josiah Sampleton is a true freshman out of Giddings, Texas. And he's got family here because they all have Sampleton T-shirts on in the stands. Now, remember, you can play anybody for 3 games. And then if you want to redshirt them after that, you can redshirt them after 3 games. So all these freshmen that might catch their eye can get 3 games of experience on tape, and then they can redshirt them.
And if they're just all-out tremendous ball players, they'll just play them the rest of the year. Here's a good rush. Do get the punt away, though. It's a short kick. But it takes a good Midwestern bounce inside the 30 down to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. See where they spot it. Well, that's another missed. There's no way it got to the 27, but that's where they're going to mark it. And timeout on the field for television purposes, but we don't have timeouts tonight. We are commercial free. We're brought to you by Benny Bash and the afternoon show. Country Western stuff. I'm sure he had, I bet Benny was at the, who was it, Lady A last night? It used to be Lady Antebellum, but that has certain Civil War connotations, I guess, so they went to Lady A.
And there was already a Lady A group.
Is that too also?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why. I thought that was one of those things like Dixie Chicks just went to the Chicks.
Who is tonight? Did we ever find out who tonight was?
I don't know who's performing tonight.
Or did we just say it was a demolition derby?
We got the demo derby tonight. One of our...
We got our golfers down there. Where's Archie Wyatt?
Yeah, there they are. There they are. The men's golf team for Csu-Pueblo winning the RMAC conference title again.
Archie Wyatt from Scotland. I said, how many times are we going to yell freedom today on the golf course for Braveheart? Like he's never heard that before.
They're looking for where the cameras are. I say, here, give us a picture here. Yeah, they got him up on the screen there, on the big screen.
We laughed because, Archie Wyatt, he's a sophomore here, but he's young, and he turned 18 in Edinburgh so he could have a pint. Then he comes to Csu-Pueblo and realizes, I got 3 more years before I can have a pint in the States at the 21.
Legally.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah, I'm sure he hasn't sampled any beers.
I'm sure we could look back to our younger days and think there are ways around that. Oh, my God. I'd be serving 15 to life if it was 18 to 21.
Well, we also had 3-2 beer back then, so 17 was
true.
16 3/4 was.
First and 10 for Thunderwolves, leading the game 27-0. Quick pass over the middle, and big hit. But these 2 wide receivers for the Thunderwolves, Cook and Rakowski, they're not afraid of contact. That was Rakowski. Listed at only 141 pounds. But he's like the old crash test dummy there, Joe. Gains 4, second down and 6. Straight drop back by Fuller. Zips it in the right flat. Caught. First down. I think that's Retzlaff this time.
Big striking receiver, isn't he?
Retzlaff gets the first down at the 42-yard line for the Thunderwolves. And they give it up the middle. Sprinting through there, Martinez. Wasn't much of a hole, Joe, but he squeezed through it.
But there was that half-second pause, and then he goes.
Yeah, gains 6 on the play. It'll be second down and 4. We're down to 6:45 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 27-0. Here's a pass
Taking
up the
a
left
shot.
side, incomplete. Just been informed, Joe, Lil John is at the event center tonight.
And that's like Lil John, not like Little John from Sherwood Forest.
Lil John.
Okay, Little John.
Lil.
Yeah,
Lil John.
So but not like Lil, like it's like he's little.
No, I think it's like, Lil.
Okay.
Lil John.
Okay. I'm assuming that.
I have no idea why it is the way it is.
I'm assuming that's gospel.
Could be. I don't know. Don't know.
You know it's rap, hip hop.
Pump fake up the right side, incomplete.
That was one of my favorite Risto stories. We got to start telling Risto stories. Is whenever he'd go into a recruit's house, he always talked about Lil Wayne because that's the only one he could remember. Say, what kind of music do you like? Well, and they'd ask him, well, what do you like? I like Lil Wayne. And so he had to start listening to Lil Wayne because he used it all the time.
Fourth down for the ThunderWolves here. They're out to punt the ball away.
4-1-2-9-1-5.
You know, when you get up big, 27-0, you're 4 scores up, and some of that urgency might have left you offensively. And you got to find that edge and get it back. You've only played one half of football this year. You got to find that edge.
Long count here. The snap away. Oh, they got through there and almost got to that punt. But again, he sails it inside the 20. Takes a Midwestern bounce, but it's still going to be down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
That ball hung up there just a little bit long. They were trying to figure out what they had on for pressure, and I think that the up guys blew that right there, Jim. I think that's exactly, they got in, and Cody Ramming makes that call, and I think somebody missed the call because Midwestern was close to blocking that punt. DJ's spinning good tunes tonight here at the Thunder Bowl.
Yeah, not bad at all. That'll be just part of our timeout here, just a musical interlude.
Hey, if it's good music, we'll do it. If not, we'll talk.
I keep trying to stand up, but this window only goes up half the way. I can see why it's off the track here.
And we appreciate the windows in the winter.
Yeah, but summer we want to be able to open them. So 1st and 10. New quarterback in for Midwestern State. Here's the handoff over the right side, and it's still the same running back, though. As March gets forward, the new quarterback is Zachary Keene. Keene is a junior out of Shelby Township, New Jersey. Big kid. 6'3", 225-pounder. Gained 7 there on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Mustangs. Trailing at 27-0 here. Here's the handoff up middle. New running back into the game as well here. That's a handoff to Devin Cross, a sophomore out of Pflugerville, Texas. Now we got a flag down in the secondary as McClellan was tangled up with the tight end. Get the feeling it's going to be against the ThunderWolves as Hickerson was trying to continue to block down the field, and then McClellan just kind of threw him to the turf.
That's the 3rd personal foul or unsportsmanlike they've had. That might be his 2nd, though, Jim.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe get the old boot here.
If that's his 2nd.
Although they're looking at, they took out Monty Hamrick out of the game, and he's getting an earful from.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 46.
Yeah.
Monty.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, it's our man Monty. It's like a year ago when we got all excited about him, and then Riston had to tell us at his show, well, he's not playing this week, broke team rules. Well, he might have violated a team rule there. As Phil Vigil not very happy with.
Well, that's 3 of them now on this Csu-Pueblo team. I know you're excited. That taunting, you don't want to do that.
So it's 1st and 10 out at the 43-yard line now for the Mustangs. Going to hand the ball on the left side. Again, this
nice
is that backup
cutback.
running back. Nice run. He's got the first down inside Thunderwolves territory down to the 44-yard line. And once again, that's Devin Cross, sophomore out of Pflugerville, Texas. So it's 1st and 10 Mustangs, 44-yard line.
Fresh legs are helping Midwestern State right now, both at quarterback and tailback. Great cutback on that run.
So 1st and 10. Here's the handoff up the middle. Again, it's Cross, and he dips it inside. Inside the 40 down to about the 36-yard line.
I think we got a hold in there.
Whistles sounding here. This one I think is going to be a continuous action hold. The flag came up the field. So it will be a 3-yard gain and then a 10-yard penalty. So it'll be 1st down now and 17. Our first chance to do some football math this year, Joe.
It's the worst. My first job out of college was in Arizona, and the press boxes they were so bad at some of these small high schools in Arizona, you were on the field, so you had to do your stats and play-by-play at the same time, and you learn football math real quick with sweat droplets in it.
Yeah, down there in the dry heat.
Yes.
Here's Cross around the right side, forward for a couple into ThunderWolves territory to the 49. Going to set up 3rd down now, or 2nd down rather. 2nd down after the penalty. 2nd down and 15 upcoming for the Mustangs. 4:10 to go here, 3rd quarter. ThunderWolves lead the game 27-0.
Arizona, they used to say it was 9 months of heat and 3 months of visitors.
That's right, the Snowbirds.
Yeah.
So again, the new quarterback in there, Zachary Keene. Takes the snap, looks left, now comes back right, steps out of the pocket. He is hit down after a gain of about a yard. Boy, almost had that ball stripped away.
Scipio almost got him from behind. It looked like he had his paw on the ball as he was bringing him to the ground.
Also, Turrentine coming in there. Turrentine limps off the field here a little. I think he's just dinged a little bit.
Might be gassed.
It could be that, too. He's limping a little bit, trying to shake it off. He's got that right ankle heavily taped, so he might have just a recurring injury problem there. 3rd down now and 14 for the Mustangs. 3:05 to go, 3rd quarter. ThunderWolves lead the game 27-0. Hand it off the right side, getting forward, and it's the starting tailback, March. He gets it inside the 40 down to the 39. 4-down territory here for Midwestern State, so it'll be 4th down and 5 from the 39-yard line.
They have not shied away from the run and have had success running the football. But when you're down 27, it's a sense of urgency. Although I don't feel it, do you?
No, I don't. It's like, let's just get out of here is almost you get the feeling here. Keene from the gun. Now he'll change the play. Looks over to the sideline. Say, you want to run the same thing? He kind of points to the ground. Looks over. Okay, I got it. All right, we're set. Play clock's at 3. Boy, it looked like a false start there. They don't call it. Pass right side, and it is low, and it is incomplete. So the ball goes over on downs. Boy, it looked like the entire offensive front took off about a half step early into pass protection there, it looked like to me, but they got away with it.
Everybody but the center.
So ball goes over on downs to the Pack. They take over at the 39-yard line. And we got a timeout on the field, so that means Joe and I can converse for a little bit here.
Wondering if we're going to see Blake Short. I know there's a package for him. I don't know if they're going to unveil it tonight. Up 27. Sometimes you may not want to do that, but
yeah, it might be a little bit. Maybe they want to wait till they get into the 4th quarter. But we thought he'd get in there for a series when the game was on the line, or just to get his feet wet with some pressure. But coaches can become conservative when they smell victory. Georgia defeats Tennessee Martin tonight 48-7, so the number 1 ranked team in the country gets off to a good start. SC leads Nevada now 59-14, 9 minutes to go in that ball game. A&M over New Mexico 42-10. That game is just moving into the 4th quarter. K-State early on 4th quarter leads Southeast Missouri State 45-0. North Carolina has gone ahead of South Carolina 24-14. And Alabama leads Middle Tennessee 42-0 early on 3rd quarter there. Here comes Saturday night game tonight, the big new Peacock and NBC game. Penn State leads West Virginia 21-7 midway through the third quarter there. Halftime, Tulane leads South Alabama 24-10. All the rest of the games are final in the top 25. ThunderWolves march out to the line of scrimmage. They take over at their own 39-yard line, leading the game 27-0. 2:11 to go here in the third quarter.
Just waiting for the red hat.
Oh, yeah, he's out there. Everybody's ready to go except him.
He has all the power.
I miss the days of Jeffrey Orman in his wool cap and that tiger print jacket or whatever he had on out there. It was awesome.
Couldn't miss him.
Here's the handoff around the right side. Martinez, spinorama move. Joe, I'm going to date myself to our day. Remember Chuck Foreman for the Vikings? That was his patented move there, the old spinorama.
He's about 4 of Keon Martinez, though.
That's right. He was a little bit bigger dude, wasn't he? Second down and 8 from the 41. Lucky to in motion to the right side. They fling it out on the right side. Lucky who makes the block. They get the pass ahead. That's got to be Retzlaff, I believe. Or nope, that's not Retzlaff. That's one of the other reserve. That's Gravano, excuse me.
Not our favorite call ever. That wide receiver screen.
Third down and 6. They show blitz. ThunderWolves able to hold their water there. You almost want to flinch, don't you, when you see those guys flying at you? Now ThunderWolves change the play call. They're going to alter the protection scheme here. Max blitz is coming. They pick it up. Pass caught. First down.
Now that was a great throw by Chance Fuller. You see how much he put on that?
Right to Cook, and Cook just sat down right at the first down and got it.
That was I'm coming to you no matter what. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can route.
Ball at the 48-yard line of the Mustangs as we approach the 1-minute mark here of the third quarter. And a hand to the left side. I thought that might be the first time we were going to see Fuller keep it. He probably should have there, Joe, but he's probably under instructions. Don't do anything stupid. As he did hand it off there. But really, if it was a good running quarterback and the proper read there was to pull that ball out and run it around the right side. As it is, it's a loss of 3. So they'll substitute Howard Russell into the game now. Here on second down and 13. Fake it to Russell. Look up the right sideline, going for it all, and it's over the head of Cook.
Taking some shots. Let him unleash that arm a little bit. Look at Keon Martinez. I'm back in. Get out.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Lucky do out of the ball game. Also checking in here for the ThunderWolves. Rakowski comes back in. Paulus is in the game also wide to the left, so he and Rakowski are there. Third down and 13 for the ThunderWolves. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle, and he's going to go down. Well, look like a face man. They got his head ripped off. Here come flags from everywhere. As Fuller got his helmet ripped off, 3 different flags come out. That was the easiest face mask in the world to call there. So it is a sack on the play, but then 15 yards here.
Watching Bill McCaskill over there saying, what?
Yeah, what's he got to argue about here? Maybe he's thinking that was an illusion. That was...
His head flew back.
Yeah, Caleb Manning is the guilty party. Okay, there's the referee explaining as well. Usually you have to come out of the game when you lose your helmet. But since his helmet was ripped off his head, then he can stay in the game. Doesn't have to come out for the mandatory 1 play off. So first and 10 Thunderwolves, 36-yard line of the Mustangs. We're down to 17 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 27-0. That was our score at halftime. Straight drop back, look over the middle, caught. First down, fumble! It looks like the Thunderwolves might have. Well, I don't know. And that squirted loose there at the end.
They stayed on it. They got it back.
Paulus had a chance. Now he might have an injury here on the play. As all those heads diving head first for that football, you might have somebody with a neck or head injury here. But
Thunderwolves got it back.
That was RV on the catch.
I don't know what. Oh, they thought the Thunderwolves think it is the quarter. That is the quarter.
Timeout. At the end of the third quarter, the score, Thunderwolves 27, Mustang 0.
Jamarzi RV was the receiver on that play.
Draw your attention.
His first catch in his career here as the Thunderwolf. He's a transfer. He's a senior out of Mesquite, Texas. So we mentioned the Thunderwolves dipped into Texas for a few players this year recruiting.
Yeah.
He's one of them that came in here for a little one-and-done action. So we change ends here.
Eli was first-time All-Armac and first-time All-Colorado.
We thank Chick-fil-A for sponsoring that award for the Thunderwolves.
Are you a Chick-fil-A guy?
I love the Cobb salad. And, you know, I kind of like to go for the chicken nuggets, too. I like to get a Cobb salad and to get an extra order of chicken nuggets to really dress up my Cobb salad.
Okay.
With that kind of spicy avocado ranch dressing.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
My wife goes with the market salad that has a little bit of fruit in there. This chicken sandwich, you can't go wrong there either, Joe. You not a Chick-fil-A guy?
I like it on Sundays. And you can't get
closed.
it. And you can't get it on Sunday. It seems like the only time I ever want Chick-fil-A is on Sunday.
Well, we are fair and balanced. One of us loves it. One of us loves it, and one of us doesn't eat it. So I
actually love Chick-fil-A, but I
you know where we always have it, and it's always the Mines press box. Maybe that's
right.
why we have an aversion to it.
That's right.
Here's a pass to the right side, caught by Paulus.
Well, we don't have to go there this year.
That's right. So we don't have
unless
to
it's the playoffs.
Yeah, it could be a playoff game. Could have to eat the Tim Flynn getting the Chick-fil-A for us.
That's a great win for Mines, though. I mean, that's a great win for the RMAC to show the country. You know, in Matoka, we know how good a player he is. We've seen him grow up.
Right. Second down and 3. They hand it off.
Russell.
And Russell forward close to the first down. He might have it.
I think he jumped just forward enough. They're giving him the first down.
Number 23.
Right now, what he looks like is the great insurance policy, doesn't it? The way Martinez acquitted himself tonight running the football, but it's nice to have a guy that's that good in reserve. And then, of course, Soto sitting back there, third on the depth chart.
I saw Jason Soto's dad out in the parking lot, and he's excited to see him play for a hometown for one season.
First down and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Fuller looks over the middle, zips it across to Paulus. That could have been interference,
it was.
and the flag does come down.
I think he hooked him just a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't you? I think he kind of turned. He turned him a little bit.
Yeah, prevented the touchdown. So that will be a spot foul.
Here we go. Blake Short coming in at quarterback.
He's flexing. He's getting everything loose.
He warmed up with no shoes on. He warmed up with no shoes on.
So it's a spot foul at the 2. So first and goal for the Thunderwolves.
His entire right arm is tattoos.
Blake Short directing traffic. Wears the pants up high on his thighs, takes the snap. He's going to run it, puts his head down, gets down to the 1. He got half of what he needed.
Yeah, he's pointing to receiver like they're going to catch up football. He's running it.
This is almost like the Taysom Hill package.
Yeah, it is exactly like
for
that.
New Orleans here. Takes the snap. He'll run it to the outside. He's going to lose yardage this time. They smelled it out that time, and he's going to lose yardage back to the 4.
And here comes Chance. He's like, we gave you 2 shots.
So now on third and goal from the 4, Thunderwolves put the passer back in the game.
That is pretty unfair, though. You give the guy 2 plays, you're out.
And he is cussing up the sideline. I don't blame him. He's got kind of like a blue hue in his crew cut there, doesn't he? Or is that just maybe
that
was because he had that do-rag on. Maybe it just stayed blue. Maybe the dye soaked through. Dvorak in motion. Look out in the flat, and they come over the middle instead. Touchdown!
To Paulus.
What a great late adjustment that time by Fuller. I thought he wanted to go to Dvorak, but he was covered. And then just that little extra bit of patience, Joey found Paulus crossing the end zone.
He pulled it down and then threw it. It was a great second decision, like a second read, like you were saying.
So that makes it 33-0. Extra point upcoming.
His third touchdown throw of the night.
So C.K. Paulus, kind of a guy that's paid his dues. Now a senior, and it's paying off for him here with a touchdown grab here. He's had a couple of grabs in this ball game. Good-looking wide receiver for the Pack. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 13-11 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves stretch it out. They lead it 34-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
I thought they blew out the screen. They turned on the fireworks, and everything went blank. I thought, oh, they blew a fuse. But it's back. 34-0. Thunderwolves.
Little firefly effect there on the scoreboard, isn't it? Or is that just the fireworks behind the wolfy-looking head? It's hard to tell what that exactly is.
Been some interesting packages tonight. But when you're up 34-0 in the fourth quarter of the game that's been 3 hours long, people are going home.
Yeah, you could try out a few different things up there on the board.
People are headed out.
And we welcome all of our listeners tuning in.
Because you'll be in your cars now and listening to the way home. And
so it feels almost a lot like Thunderwolves of old, Joe. Just kind of controlling things here. Up nice, easy 34-0. No stress ball game here.
And people will be sad because they're winning too big.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't want to go watch a blowout. You know, I always tell people, well, I don't think they feel that bad at Alabama when they're kicking people's butt.
No.
Just enjoy kicking somebody's butt.
I know that Coach Foskey would love a shutout. If there's anything that they can do to preserve the shutout of his old school, they need to do that.
Here's the kick.
Good kick.
Fair catch taken. That means they can take it out to the 25, even though he caught it in the field of play. That's the new rule from about 4 years now? 4 or 5 years in college football.
Pull out your red tickets. 323.
Remember, we'll have the, I almost said the John Risson show. It's the Phil Vigil show. Phil Vigil lobbied Joe. He says, I want a different name. I don't want to be that guy. It's my show.
We'll call it the Pack Football Show with Coach Phil Vigil, which we're still calling it the Coach Vigil show.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit on our
all the graphics
boards.
are made.
Yeah, all the graphics are made. It's a done deal. It's not going to change.
You know, I talked to some people at the Thunderwolf Golf Classic yesterday, and they talk about the humility Coach Vigil has and the humble nature of his. And then I had he'll be nameless, but he said, you know what, that's all fine and dandy, but I want my head coach full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
I said, when it gets down to it, I need that guy.
I think he has that.
I do too.
Yes. Here's the ball deflected out in the flat.
That's Miles Sprague with the deflection on a delayed blitz from the outside. Yeah, I think deep down there's the outward persona and the inside the coach's room persona. And
exactly.
And that's good. I mean, you have to have some diplomacy when you wear the crown. You have to have that diplomacy.
2nd down and 10. Gonna run it around the right side.
Running wide. And
nice
look what happened.
Move there across the 40-yard line.
Flag though. Could be a hold on that. Maybe the edge was.
That's the reason it was so big, right? That's
maybe the edge was held so big.
Boy, Bill Maskell, he is always out on the field, isn't he? Just
this may be a personal
biting at people.
But the Thunderwolves are walking backwards.
Personal foul.
Hands to the face. Defense number 41. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run.
So it is on the Thunderwolves. They call it on Kenneth Lofton. Illegal hands to the face.
Kenneth Lofton has grown into that body. He's a big, big player.
Junior out of Phoenix, Arizona.
That was a guy's name we called a little bit last year.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 44-yard line. Thunderwolves lead the game 34-0. We have 13 minutes to go here. Here's the handoff around the left side. Cutting it back. Oh, spin move there, but spun right into traffic down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Again, that's the second string running back, Devin Cross, sophomore out of Mesquite, Texas. Jalen March, he's been playing sparingly here in the second half. He's the real deal.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with his abilities, and you wonder what he would have with an offensive line that was just dynamite.
Well, Devin Cross, he was the newcomer of the year last year. He's going to run it again around the left side and gain a couple yards this time. Cross a year ago, 831 yards on 144 carries. He was a workhorse, did average 5.8 yards a game, had a 59-yard touchdown run last year.
You know, Kenneth Lofton just made that tackle coming from behind. He darted through the blocking scheme and made the tackle from behind.
So 3rd down now, 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. They're going to give it around the left side. Backside pursuit by the Thunderwolves is going to prevent the 1st down. He's going to get to the 35. Going to be a yard short of the 1st down.
You got to go for it.
And again, looked like Kenneth Lofton chasing the play down. And I got some injured Thunderwolves here, slow to get up. That might be Feeney. Let's see. Cardinal rule is never guess who it might be. I thought that's who it was, but we'll see. For my sake, I hope it is now, because we don't want to guess wrong here.
I think he's cramping. When they take their helmet off like that and they throw it in writhing pain, that's a cramp. That's a 95-degree, I need some pickle juice and some mustard.
Exactly.
Now.
Stat.
That is exactly what that is.
And it is Feeney.
He waves.
Mesa Ridge. Remember, he was pretty much done last year. He was kind of fell out of favor.
Yeah, I think that the change in coaching gave him a change of heart.
Regime change, good for Dominic Feeney. So it's 4th down now and 2 for the Mustangs. 34-0. Thunderwolves on top. 11:23 to go here in the 4th quarter. Midwestern State trying to avoid the shutout here. They're picked 4th this year in the Lone Star Conference. Play action, going to roll right. Pass up the right side, caught 1st down inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. Good strike there.
It's a nice play design, and you've run the ball 3 times, kind of lulled them to sleep just a little bit. It's 4th down, they think you're going to run it. Nice play to confidence to have in your quarterback to make that throw, especially on the run.
DeMonte Green on the grab for the Mustangs. 1st and 10, 22-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Going to run the ball around the left side. This is the regular running back in the ball game, March. And he runs out of real estate trying to run around the left side. Might have got a yard or 2. Tried to turn the corner over here. We're going to see where they're going to spot it.
Not much that time.
And a gain of maybe a yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Mustangs. Wind the clock. We're down to 10:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. March comes out. And Cross back in now for the Mustangs. Second down and 9. Cross around the left side. Has a little hole. Got an opening. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Mustangs.
That was a nice run by Marsh, Jim. He saw the hole and then one cut and then was gone.
So Midwestern State does indeed avoid the shutout. They get one on the board. That'll make them feel a little bit better.
It's still a long bus ride back to Wichita.
Yeah, it is
Falls.
a long bus ride. We've done that drive in adverse weather conditions, Joe. That
Through
was one of
Oklahoma.
I was telling somebody about it the other day. We came across Raton Pass when it was closed, and we didn't know it.
No, they were.
We got through the road. We didn't know. Yeah. We were on it. Well, the road was closed. I go, oh, we didn't know. We were out there.
That was crazy.
The team, they hunkered down in Amarillo and spent the night. Going to go for 2 here, and now looks the ThunderWolves take a timeout.
No, I think Midwestern did.
Yeah, Midwestern State going to take the timeout to set up this 2-point conversion.
Because it matters.
Yeah, they just want to get as many points as possible here, don't they?
Mississippi College awaits Midwestern State next week in Wichita Falls, while we head to the beautiful Grand Rapids, Michigan. Gerald Ford Airport in Grand Rapids.
Well, due to the length of this game, our post-game show is going to be cut short here tonight. Joe will have interviews on the field.
And that's it.
And then I'll be making a quick little wrap-up before the computer kicks us off here. Our window is to 9:30, because usually we're off with no problem, but this game has been an eternity. So we're almost 3 hours into it. We still have 10 minutes to go here in regulation. Oh, hopefully there's not overtime when I say regulation. Why did I even bring that up? Here they go from the Wildcat formation. That looked like illegal motion, didn't they? They get it in there. It looked like some false starting there.
Well,
they don't throw it. I mean, the running back can't flinch like that, can he? When he comes for the snap? But the 2-point conversion is good, so it's 34-8. ThunderWolves on top. Joe, that's false start.
Well, I didn't see the flinch that you saw. So
yeah, the running back who they direct snap to, he flinched. And then they snapped it on 2. He thought it was going to come on 1. He kind of did the old, that's false start.
Peyton Manning would have called. He would have got 1,000,000 of them then.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, his is a little different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing how fast this place cleared out after that touchdown that put them up 34-0.
The Mr. Goodbars must have sat in Ben's trunk a little too long.
They're a
little moist,
mushy,
soft,
melty.
Not a good consistency.
It's chocolate in August. What are you going to do?
Not a good consistency there. Still my favorite, though.
It's like you only get them at Halloween in this little candies, though. Do you ever go to actually buy a full-size Mr. Goodbar?
I can't remember the last time I've had a full-size Mr. Goodbar.
Exactly. That's one of those, the little Hershey sampler bags that you get at Halloween.
It's kind of like a crackle. I can't remember the last time I had a full crackle.
I don't even, why they would put rice in chocolate makes no sense to me. I don't go that route. That candy bar makes no sense to me.
Well, its counterpart is what, the Nestle Crunch Bar?
Yeah, again.
Rice
and a candy. Yeah, okay. Who thought this might be a good combination? I
don't mind it. It's okay.
No.
What is your go-to candy bar then?
If I have to pick one, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Oh God, I hate that. We are opposites. I cannot stand Reese's.
Oh, they're the best.
Oh, terrible.
But the best Reese's are the Reese's eggs at Easter.
Okay.
For whatever reason, they taste better than the Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah, I'm not a Reese's fan.
Oh, and I like Butterfingers and Paydays.
Oh, I love Butterfingers. I can go for that.
Paydays?
Paydays are good. I like the Mr. Goodbar. I like Almond Joy once in a while, too. I don't like Mounds. Got to have the nut on there.
It's the same candy bar.
No, it's dark chocolate to milk chocolate. Mounds is dark chocolate over a coconut with no nut. Almond Joy is milk chocolate with a nut.
You know what they have is a dark chocolate Kit Kat.
Really?
And I'm a dark chocolate guy, so.
Yeah, we got a timeout on the field. If you're wondering why we just keep continuing to yap here.
This is Candy Bar 101. What's the worst candy bar to you?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
See,
yeah,
that's...
I don't like it. Worst one. You know, one of my new favorite ones is the cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Hershey's. Like the little mini Hershey's you get with the cookies and cream. I wasn't thinking I was going to be a fan, but one day at work, that was the last thing that was in there. I said, when I had to go for it, well, I guess it's pretty good. So I became a fan of that.
Well,
but that's one of the, I when I did lose all my weight, when I went from 243 down to 203, I'm back up to about 213 now, Joe. There's your inside.
Well, I don't know
scoop.
if you noticed, but I'm down 41.
Yeah, you look good. Look very good.
And it wasn't because I had a Schuster's donut today, but hey. But my wife sent my son, 23-year-old Gino, you know Gino.
Yeah.
He said, if you go to the store, get me a Heath bar. And he looks at her and he goes, how old are you? He didn't even know what one of those was. How old are you?
Is that like an O. Henry?
No, it's toffee.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's chocolate-covered toffee.
I couldn't tell you what an O. Henry tastes like. Onside kick here. Oh, it hits one of the Thunderwolves. It's loose on the deck.
Midwestern
and I think
got it.
Midwestern got this ball here.
They did.
There's still a mad scramble, but it is Midwestern State ball. So Joe, I have thought this for years. I've even said it. I hate the little squibbly onside kick.
Just
I
kick
say
it into
bang
somebody.
it as hard as you can and make it hit somebody.
Kick it into somebody.
And that's what happened there. It just kicked the line drive right off the thigh pad of one of the up Thunderwolves. Went backwards, and so then it's a live ball. Don't have to worry about the 10-yard thing.
Yep. Just kick it as hard as you can.
It's such a low percentage play to try to kick that one to take that magical hop up into the air. That's what I'm saying. Just bang it at somebody and hit it off the post.
So Midwestern decides to start playing now with 9:57 to go in the fourth. They get a 2-point conversion and an onside kick.
This game's not over. From the gun here, 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They hand it up the middle and getting forward for about 5 maybe. So, well, now they push the pile forward. It still hasn't blown the whistle. And now well, the whistle did blow. Even though the man got forward, that shouldn't have blown the play dead, but they're going to bring it back here to the 44-yard line. He made it all the way out to the 48.
Well, I think they blew the play dead, and that's why they
didn't want him to get body slammed.
He got the extra 5 yards. But Csu-Pueblo, now is the time we start nitpicking a little bit. Run defense. Time to shore that up. And what did Phil Vigil say coming into the game? If we can stop the run, we'll be fine. Well, they've done everything but stop the run, and they're still fine.
2nd down and 4. Play action this time. Looking for the home run ball up the right sideline. Incomplete. Had his man open there, but the pass just a little too far. They were trying to go deep up that right side to Tyquan Gilmore, senior out of Los Angeles. So it brings up 3rd down and 4 now for the Mustangs. We're down to 9:11 to go here in the 4th quarter. It's 34-8. Thunderwolves on top.
Eli Pittman's like, hey, do you guys know I just picked you off and that they're testing him one-on-one?
I guess the big question is, will the Thunder zone be open late after this game?
Oh, I'm sure.
We hope that it's open for just a little while longer. Here's the handoff up middle, 1st down.
This little cutback move that these Midwestern State running backs have found has been pretty effective. And now we have an injured Thunderwolf.
Thunderwolf down on the field. Devin Cross, the ball carrier there, gets it out to across midfield into Thunderwolf territory. 2 Thunderwolves are down on the play, and this could be that cramping situation we were talking about, Joe.
Well, look at the way they're attending to him, pulling those legs up and trying to get him to. It's definitely a cramp.
Looks like Darius McMorris is one of the injured Thunderwolves. He is up now hobbling.
That's 100% cramping.
Left calf.
Those are the worst.
Oh man!
You know, because if it's hard enough, you'll feel it Monday.
Exactly. Cody Ramming, the other injured Thunderbolt, he comes up kind of favoring his left side, his ribs or his shoulder or something there. Or could he? You know, he's pulling on his right hand like he might have a. Well, now he's got a lot of things going on, Joe. He was pulling on his right finger, but that might have been his right hand over feeling his side. It's in his rib area.
Yeah.
He's got his left hand up stuck in his side. So that leads me to believe it could be a shoulder. And hand it off the right side, and good. Secure. Ball's on the turf.
It was down.
And it is covered anyway by Midwestern State. I think they had ruled the running back down, as Joe mentioned there. So no gain. It'll be second down and 10 from the 49-yard line. 8:30 to go here. Fourth quarter. 34-8. Thunderwolves on top. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Flush gets the pass away. That's a lateral. Inside the 30, inside the 25, inside the 20, and going down there. Big gain for Devin Cross. That was a backwards pass that time, so that'll be a running play for Midwestern State. Good alert play there by the backup quarterback, Zachary Keene. First and 10 at the 19. Again, they go up the middle. Not much this time, maybe a gain of a yard.
Midwestern State taking advantage of that over pursuit. Csu-Pueblo's done that a bunch of times tonight. Something to look at on tape.
Well, this fourth quarter is kind of taking a little bit of the luster off what was the shine of this game for the Thunderwolves. Up 34-0 at one point, but hard to keep that intensity up the entire ball game. And momentum is the thing, and Midwestern State has it right now.
And they've run the same play over and over.
Thunder will shut it down this time, as back in the ball game is March. He gets down to about the 17, so it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now. 4-down territory, of course, here for Midwestern State. Straight drop back. Comes pressure up the middle, gets the pass away, just sails it out in the flat. He had to get rid of that as the Thunderwolves were on Keene in a hurry that time. Looked like, I think it was Turrentine coming in there.
That's nice when your interior lineman gets that kind of pressure. Where your quarterback drops 15 yards and has to throw it away.
Might have been Sampleton as well there. 4th down now for the Mustangs. 4th and 8. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. They pick it up. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. It had been short anyway. And the intended receiver flung to the turf at the end of the play. Ball goes over on downs. Thunderwolves take over. And the fans that are left here in attendance, smattering of applause there for the Pack. Good defensive stand there for the Thunderwolves.
Well, it's a little bit of an answer after the onside kick.
Yeah. Plus they moved it down the field.
5,400 people here tonight announced. I think there was that many in person.
Well, I think it'll probably be a couple more thousand in here for the Western Colorado game, because you'll have a lot of people that Western will bring in. They'll bring in 1,000 people to watch the game, and being a conference game in the afternoon, I think we'll see more fans for the Thunderwolves as well.
That's Adrian Soto.
Good run. Good stiff arm flag down, though. Going to be a hold. Going to nullify this run. It's too bad because it was a good one there by Soto. Hometown product, played out at Pueblo County High School.
Man, he was a horse for the Hornets. 76. Domingo Prince III gets ticketed for the hold.
We mentioned Soto is a workhorse, but he wasn't really that heralded a recruit coming out of high school.
Well,
but somebody saw something in him at Fort Hays, and they turned him into a great back. He's kind of a late bloomer, I guess you'd say.
You know, he wanted to come here, but at the time, it was tailback U.
Yeah, just not a spot.
It always is tailback U here.
And he went down to Fort Hays, made the right choice. And he gets the ball carry here, puts his head down, and gets out across the 10 to about the 11-yard line. And we always talk about it. Running backs, you need to have 3 or 4 of them to survive a year, because you're always going to get hurt.
And 3 quarterbacks. You laugh, people, but Jim and I have asked coaches who their starting quarterback is, who their backup is, and who's their third string.
Fumble! And on the sack, it's recovered by the Thunderwolves right at the goal line. The ball came loose.
But Midwestern was offsides, so.
Okay, good thing. Didn't see that. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, no, Midwestern was offside on that play. So it was almost like a free play.
Offside. Number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second out.
And I like how he's still got Chance Fuller in there. You know, you think, well, maybe to pull him out for injuries.
Please reset the game clock to 6:05.
Oh, they got to put 15 seconds back on the
Oh,
clock.
that's all we need. So now they blow the whistle, ready for play. We're at the 6-minute mark. Flag down, false start on the Thunderwolves, I believe, here. They took a shot up the field trying to get it to Retzlaff.
I get the feeling that Coach Vigil and the rest of the staff does not care how long this game goes. They want to play all night.
Okay, neutral zone violation on Midwestern State causing the Thunderwolves to move. So that's why it's not a false start. So 5-yard mark off. So going to be second down now and 6. And more movement along the line of scrimmage. Nothing called. Flat, or the pass out in the flat. Caught right on the sideline, but out of bounds. Now there is a flag down. It might be illegal touching, I think, here on the Thunderwolves. Let's see. Flag is laying down there at the 20-yard, unless it just...
They were offside again.
They were offside. Okay.
That's 15 yards in a row. And you still don't have a first down.
So now it brings up second down and 2.
That's 3 5-yarders in a row.
Let it go, Joe. Just sneeze. We don't care.
I tried, man. It's hard. It is so hard.
Here's Soto up the middle.
There you go, Adrian
and he's
Soto.
got the first down. That's a good hard run, extra effort, and he's out for gain of about 10.
You know, I saw some game highlights of him when he was at Fort Hays.
Yes.
He was a little thicker. You know, I think he's dropped some LBs now as a graduate student because he got his degree.
He's got the flowing locks when he was running there at Fort Hays.
Yeah, and he ran track for him too as well at Fort Hays. I just remember at Pueblo County he was just massive.
Thunderwolves taking as much time off the clock now in between plays here to try to run this thing out.
Well, they're going to get called for a...
Down to 5:05 to go.
They just got called for a delay of game.
And there it is, the delay of game.
Oh, my Lord. Just run the plays, people. Again, first game, you're in the fourth quarter of your first game, so still some situations you're not used to. I'm just spitballing here, though, because there's no excuse for that. When you stand around for 20 seconds and then decide to snap the ball, and you're late.
So now 1st and 15 for the Pack. Hand the ball to Soto. Nice cut there. Spins forward. He's got the ball. He's still on his feet. Joe, look at him squirt out of there. They couldn't get him on the ground.
Again, they're trying to prove who's the hardest runner. Is it Keon? Is it Howard? Is it Adrian? Who's the hardest runner in Thunderwolf uniform tonight?
Man, oh man, that was a veteran run there. A guy that's not throwing in the towel in this game, is he? Extra yard. He just squirted out of that pile.
You know, and he and Fuller played a lot of football together in that Fort Hays backfield.
Gains 10 on the play, so it's 2nd down and 5. And again, they give it to Soto. Nice spin move there. Gets forward for a yard this time. So it'll be 3rd down now and 4.
I think he guessed right on the hole, but a fraction too late. You know what I'm saying? I think he saw what he thought he saw, but it was just a hair too late.
And these yards at this point in the game are tough yards because the team that you're playing against knows you're just going to run the football.
Unless you really want to
rub
Maskell and say, hey, buddy, and then just take a deep shot. But Again, they're going to let the clock run down. I'm going to head down to the field, and you get to talk for 3.5 minutes by yourself up here.
That's right. And then wrap it up and get the heck out.
But we don't have to wait for you to throw. I mean, you'll throw it to me as soon as I grab Coach Vigil.
As soon as you have him,
look, they took a shot. Oh, my gosh.
That should have been defensive holding there. He had a hold of his shoulder pads. Fans are yelling.
And there might be a roughing here.
So the officials talking it over here.
There's no foul, of course not. All right, I'm head down.
All right, Joe. Oh, it went to the wrong button to press mute. There we go. So now the Thunderwolves will send the punt team out with 3:24 to go here. You know what? It reminds me, I need to plug the old wireless mic back in here because we unplugged it momentarily to do one of our experiments for the pregame show. There, that's that sound you hear. That's me plugging the wireless mic back in. Punt is away. And it hits off the helmet of one of the Midwestern State players. It's loose. It's picked up by the Thunderwolves inside the 5 down at the 4-yard line. Now you can't advance this, so wherever he gathered it in, but I think he pretty much gathered it in right there. They might mark it back to about the 6, but it went off the helmet of one of the blockers for Midwestern State up here at around the 20-yard line. Careened its way down inside the 10 where it was picked up by the Thunderwolves at the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Pack with 3:13 to go. So Thunderwolves with a chance for bonus points here. With this much time on the clock, you got to continue to play the game the right way. Just run 4 plays. If you score it, great. If you don't, so be it. Maybe a chance here for Soto to get his first touchdown as a Thunderwolf. He scored plenty of them as a member of the Fort Hays Ball Club down there in Hays, Kansas. He's on the left hip here of Fuller. Takes the snap, and he's hitting the backfield. Good stiff arm there. Tries to turn the corner. Puts his head. Bangs his way inside the 5 down to about the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. What a hard run that time by Soto. He only gets it to the 4-yard line, but he could have easily taken a 4 or 5-yard loss there. Instead, ends up gaining a yard. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Clock stopped momentarily until they place it back on the turf here. So 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Dvorak in motion to the left side. Give it to Soto out the left side, and he's hit from behind. Midwestern State knows the Thunderwolves aren't going to pass the ball here, so they really sold out and filled all the gaps on the run. So if the Thunderwolves really want to score a touchdown, they're going to have to throw it into the end zone. There's no way they're going to be able to run it into the middle here. Rhett's left wide to the left. Cook goes into the slot to the left side. Both tight ends in the game. They line up on the right side of this formation. Soto remains the back. We're down to 2:05 to go. 34-8. Thunderwolves on top as we hit the 2-minute mark here of the 4th quarter. Straight drop back by Fuller. Quarterback draw. Takes it up the middle, inside the 5, down to about the 1-yard line. Took a pretty big shot there, so it's going to be 4th down and goal now for the Thunderwolves at the 1-yard line. So a gain there of 3. Or excuse me, more than that. A gain of about 5 on the play for Fuller. So 4th and goal from the 1. Thunderwolves stay in the gun. They never go up under center. And there's a flinch on the left side of the Thunderwolves. They caused the left guard to move that time. And Midwestern State's linemen still jaw-jacking a lot down there. They're just very pleased with themselves getting their tails handed to them, but they're looking for any kind of victory they can come up with here. So the penalty on the Thunderwolves left guard that time. Tristan Rail. So now 4th and goal from the 6. Retzlaff and Cook out to the right side this time. Double tight end set. Lucky Do and Dvorak both in the game. Soto is the lone back. Fuller remains at quarterback. From the 6. Now they'll change the play up. Phil Vio going to take it all the way down. Now he's going to take a timeout with 1:17 to go. So the Thunderwolves want a timeout. So they're going to talk over this play here to see what they want to do. Leading the game 34-8. Now Phil Veal wants a word with Oliveras, our referee. Aaron Oliveras. Some kind of issue that he's not quite agreeing with. I think Phil might be going back to that play that was called a false start on the Thunderwolves. He's saying that Midwestern State's lineman kind of put his arms across into the neutral zone, kind of like fake punching a guy, you know what I mean? Just because he didn't jump. That's what caused the Thunderwolves guard to flinch. I think that's kind of the motion he was making. He was throwing like a quick right jab or right cross. Thunderwolves are going to try a field goal, it looks like. Yep. So they are going to send the field goal unit out to kick field goal here. There's no love lost between these two coaching staffs, I guarantee it. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. So tack on another 3 for the Thunderwolves. They lead at 37-8 with 1:13 to go here.
1 minute 13 seconds remaining in the game. 37.
So Thunderwolves stretch it out a little bit further, give your field goal kicker a chance to get into the cups. And we mentioned Willig has been in to kick. Moon kicked the first place kick of the game, but then hasn't kicked since then. So it leads us to believe that he probably came up with some kind of injury. Maybe it could be a thigh strain, a groin strain, something like that. And he has not kicked since. But it's nice to have that insurance policy in Jacob Willig. Remember, a short post-game show here today. No highlights. We're under the clock here. We got to be out of here by 9:30 on our iHeart window. Usually our games are over in 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, and we tack on 20-minute post-game show. We never have a problem with the clock, but the way the program is done, it kicks us off at 9:30 no matter what. I don't know what we would have done if we'd had a close game and gone into overtime. I guess we'd have had to figure out a way to overwrite it, but since we don't have to worry about overwriting it in a blowout, we're not going to try it. So once again, we'll have Joe Cervi down on the field. I guess we should check, see if he hasn't turned his mic on yet, so that's all right. Saving battery power. I'm a little nervous about my wireless unit as well. I had an issue with one of my little antennas. The little round part where it goes on the back, where you seat it into the machine. It came bent. I tried to fix it. I ended up ruining it, so I had to order another replacement. I thought I got the right ones, and the ones I got are antenna challenged. They're only about 8 inches in length, where our regulation one is about 14 inches. So we got issues with one of our antennae. But we're hoping it's enough. It worked here in the booth at close range. We're hoping it works at long range here. So we're going to find out here shortly. But Joe's under instructions to get as close to the sideline as possible. And I've hung the wireless unit out the window as well, so there's no beam or anything interfering with the direct shot to it. So we'll see. Here's the kickoff. And it's going to sail into the end zone. So Midwestern State will start this last possession of the game from their own 25-yard line with 1:13 to go here. Next week we will be in Grand Valley State. Again, I cannot. Somebody text me the damn name of the town that Grand Valley State is in. It's a little suburb of Grand Rapids. It's about 20 minutes from Grand Rapids. And that's where the game will be next week. It'll be a 5 o'clock kickoff here on Fox Sports Pueblo. We'll be on the air at 4:30 pregame show as the ThunderWolves hit the road. We actually fly out on Saturday. The game is Saturday night, but we fly out early Saturday morning, spend the night after the game in Grand Rapids, come home on Sunday morning. Kind of a little different type of road trip. No charter this year. They're flying commercial. They hand the ball off the left side. New running back into the game. This is Braxton Ash. He's a sophomore out of Coffeyville, Texas. He gains 7 on the play out to the 32. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Down to 52 seconds to go. And they give it again around the left side, and a good hard run by Ash. He's got the 1st down. That'll move the chains. He gets it out to the 37-yard line. 35 seconds to go on the clock. They usually stop the clock here to move the chains, but they aren't doing that here in this instance. So they can run one more play here, and that'll do it. And they run it around the right side, and Ash, good hard run. Gains about 6 out to the 43-yard line, and that'll do it. We're down under 10 seconds to go here. And that will indeed wrap things up. ThunderWolves win their home opener, their season opener, as they defeat Midwestern State in a very impressive fashion. The final score, ThunderWolves win it 37-8. And without further ado, we enter our ThunderWolves postgame show. No highlights tonight because we got to get the heck up on out of here. I'll put together something on the old Facebook fan page for you tomorrow. All the scoring plays from today's ball game. Probably do a condensed broadcast as well, just for the heck of it, because that's what I do. Team shaking hands down at midfield now. I was hoping Joe would turn on the old wireless mic here early so we could give it a good old test. But he hasn't. He's waiting. I was very interested to see. I've lost sight now of. There's Phil Vigil running across the field now. He's shaking hands with one of the assistants now. He's racing over. He's looking for Joe Cervi. And Joe's down on the field. He remembers to turn the mic. Turn the mic on, Joe. Okay. Well, I don't think Joe ever turned the mic. He's down there talking to Phil Vigil, but we're getting nothing. I don't think he turned the mic on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think he turned the mic on. That's operator error 101. Turn the mic on. So no interview. So I'm sure it's some great words, whatever he's uttering down there, to Joe Cervi. We'll hang with it here for a second here, see if indeed he does turn it on, but we have nothing and have to like it. So it could be, not sure if it's our antenna issue or not, so, but we had it on here in the booth and it's just not coming through. I mean, it is dead as a doornail. Not even any static. Oh, well, that's the way this night has gone. In some ways, on our technical issues, the way this week has gone, in some respects, for our technical issues this week. So the final score, Thunderwolves win the ball game 37-8. Thunderwolves scored on their opening possession of the game tonight as Martinez on a 1-yard touchdown run. They then got a field goal by Willig to make it 10-0. Dvorak, a touchdown pass to make it 17-0. Willig, a field goal to make it 20-0. And then Rakowski scored late in the first half to make it 27-0 for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves get 10 more points here in the second half. They do give up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to Midwestern State. Thunderwolves did get a late field goal and win the ball game 37-8. The other touchdown for the Thunderwolves was C.K. Paulus on the 4-yard grab from Chance. That made it 34-0. Devin Cross had the 24-yard touchdown run for Midwestern State. Then March also scored on a 2-point conversion run, which made it 34-8 before Willig's 33-yard field goal to close it out. Final score here in this ball game tonight. Thunderwolves defeat Midwestern State 37-8. Stay with us next week here on Fox Sports Pueblo. It'll be on Saturday night, 5 o'clock local time, 4:30 with the pregame show. We'll be in Grand Valley, Michigan, or take on Grand Valley State, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Once again, 4:30 pregame show, 5 o'clock for the kickoff. Also, join us for the Phil Vigil show on Thursday night. Remember, Thursday nights this year for the Phil Vigil show, 6 o'clock from Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. We'll have the head coach, and Joe and I will grill him about this ball game here today and look forward to the matchup against Grand Valley State. Benny Bash has been our producer and engineer tonight of Thunderwolves football. We thank Benny for all of his hard work. Ben Greenberg is the sports information director here at Csu-Pueblo. Paul Plinsky, the athletic director. My partner is Joe Cervi. My name is Jim Brooks. Reminding you one final time here tonight, Thunderwolves win it 37-8. Until we talk to you next Thursday, it's Jim Brooks bidding you good night from the Thunder Bowl.